Before we get started, please like and subscribe. Let me know where you're watching from, and you can support the channel by clicking thanks or joining. The locals of Briarwood had many stories, but none carried the whispered weight of Hollow Lake. It lay hidden behind a curtain of ancient pines, a place where the mist clung to the water like a living thing, and where anyone who stood too close swore they heard echoes that did not belong to the present. Some claimed the lake remembered every soul that had ever touched its shore. Some believed it wanted them back. Ethan Marlowe never cared much for legends. He was a 34-year-old emergency responder, practical to a fault, the kind of man who trusted numbers more than stories. But all of that changed the day his younger sister, Lily, vanished without a trace. They found her car abandoned near Hollow Lake, door flung open, keys still in the ignition. Her footprints led to the shoreline, then simply stopped as if she had stepped off the world entirely. Search teams scoured the woods for days. Divers plunged into the lake repeatedly, but no sign of Lily ever surfaced. The official report listed her as missing. Ethan listed her as taken. A full year passed, but grief did not loosen its grip. Then one night, while reviewing old case files in his dimly lit apartment, Ethan received a message from an unknown number. No text, just an image. The photo showed Lily standing at the lake's edge, hair dripping wet, eyes wide with terror. The timestamp was from that same night. Ethan drove to Briarwood at dawn. He arrived as the morning fog rolled in with the slow, deliberate motion of something alive. The air was colder than he remembered, sharp enough to sting his lungs. The forest floor muffled his steps as he approached Hollow Lake. When he reached the water, he froze. The lake was wrong. Not just eerie, not simply quiet. Wrong. The surface was perfectly still, too still, as if waiting, and then Ethan heard it, the faintest sound floating across the water. A voice, a whisper, a single word. Ethan, he spun around, expecting someone to be hiding in the trees, but the forest remained motionless. The whisper came again, clearer this time, unmistakably Lily's voice. Ethan moved closer to the edge. The surface rippled in response. Wind did not cause it. The air was utterly still, and yet the water stirred, as though something beneath it pressed upward. Ethan crouched and scanned the shoreline. There were footprints, small, bare, and fresh. Lily's size. His pulse hammered in his ears. He followed the prints along the edge until they abruptly veered toward the lake and disappeared beneath the surface. The water churned violently, then calmed, as if it had swallowed whatever made the disturbance. Ethan knelt. He reached toward the water. "Don't!" The voice came from behind him. He jerked upright, but no one was there. The pine needles rustled, though no breeze blew. The air thickened, the scent of damp earth rising strongly. The whisper came again, closer now, so close he could feel the breath of it against his ear. "Don't let it take you too." Ethan stumbled back, heart pounding. The forest seemed to tilt, shadows bending unnaturally. He blinked hard, grounding himself. He had to stay focused. He had come for Lily. Nothing else mattered. A figure appeared in the mist. For a moment, Ethan forgot how to breathe. Lily! She stood 20 feet away, dripping water, pale as moonlight. Her clothes clung to her like they had been pulled from the bottom of the lake. Her eyes, once bright with life, were clouded over as though she were looking through him rather than at him. Ethan whispered her name, Lily. She opened her mouth, but the voice that came out did not belong to her. It was layered, distorted, countless voices stacked on top of each other. You should not have come back, Ethan Marlowe. His blood ran cold. The thing wearing Lily's shape stepped forward. Time folds here. The lake keeps what it remembers. As it approached, Ethan noticed something horrifying. The footprints it left behind were not Lily's. They shifted size and shape. Sometimes small, sometimes enormous, sometimes clawed. Run, Ethan. Lily's real voice cut through the air like a blade. This time it came from the lake itself. He whipped around. The water was rippling again, but this time a hand broke the surface. A real human hand. Lily's hand. Her voice gurgled desperately. Ethan, help me. He lunged toward the water, but stopped himself inches from the shore. The thing behind him mimicked Lily's scream with sickening accuracy. Every instinct warred within him. One. Lily. Calling from the water. One monster wearing Lily's face on land. One truth hidden between them. The lake grew louder, whispering in dozens of voices now, like a chorus of the drowned. Ethan, Ethan, Ethan. He backed away slowly. The creature halted, as though waiting to see what he would choose. The lake churned violently. Ethan's mind reeled. Something was wrong with time here. Lily's voice from the lake did not match her age. It sounded younger. A teenager. The Lily from years ago. Then he understood. The lake did not take people. It took them back to different moments, back to memories that were not theirs, back to a time they could never escape. Ethan swallowed hard. Whatever had taken Lily, it had reached through time to do it, and now it was reaching for him. He turned and ran, branches clawing at his jacket, ground shifting beneath his feet. The forest groaned as if protesting his escape. The whispers followed him all the way to his truck. As he sped away, tires spitting gravel, one final whisper echoed through the trees. You cannot save her, Ethan, but you will return. And deep within the lake, something smiled beneath the surface. Ethan did not sleep that night. Sleep was a luxury reserved for people who believed the world played fair, and Ethan no longer belonged to that fragile category. Instead, he sat in the dim motel room, the weak yellow glow of the bedside lamp flickering every few minutes as though something whispered against the wiring. He listened to the hum of the air conditioner, the occasional rumble of a car passing on the distant highway, and the rhythmic pulse of his own heartbeat, trying to convince him he had imagined everything at the lake, but he had not imagined Lily. He had not imagined her voice, and he had certainly not imagined the creature wearing her shape. He replayed the events in his mind again and again, searching for any detail he might have missed. The footprints footprints that changed shape, the unnatural stillness of the water, the two lilies, one emerging from the lake as a teenager and one standing on land as a pale imitation. Something in Hollow Lake was bending time, fracturing it like a cracked mirror. He had gone there looking for answers, but all he found were more questions that clawed at his sanity long after he returned to the motel. As dawn crept into the sky, Ethan forced himself upright, stretched the stiffness out of his shoulders, and splashed cold water onto his face. He studied his reflection in the bathroom mirror, but for a moment, he swore the reflection blinked half a second late. When he blinked again, everything aligned. The exhaustion was clearly getting to him. He needed information. Someone in Briarwood had to know more about the lake. The Briarwood Historical Society building sat at the edge of town, an old structure with ivy crawling along its brick walls and windows, clouded with age. A bronze plaque by the door announced its importance to the community, though Ethan noticed the front steps sagged slightly, as if the building itself were weary of everything it had witnessed. Inside, dust suspended in warm beams of morning light. Shelves bowed under the weight of aging binders and thick, leather-bound books. A woman in her late 60s looked up from behind a counter, adjusting her round glasses as Ethan approached. "Good morning," he said. "I'm looking for information about Hollow Lake." The woman still, her eyes sharpened behind her glasses. Few people ask about that place these days. Her name as indicated was Margaret Holloway. Ethan introduced himself, and when Margaret heard the name Marlowe, her expression changed subtly. Recognition flickered across her face. "Marlowe, your family has a history with the lake." Ethan's brow furrowed. "I was not aware of any history, but my sister went missing there last year. I saw something last night, something I can't explain." Margaret exhaled slowly, as though she had expected this moment for years. She gestured for him to follow her into a back archive room. The air grew colder as they walked, and the lights overhead buzzed faintly. Margaret pulled an old metal box from a high shelf. Inside were faded photographs, brittle newspaper clippings, and letters so old the ink was nearly dust. "Your family was one of the first to settle near Hollow Lake," she explained. "Your great-grandmother, Evelyn Marlowe, was the first recorded disappearance at the lake. She vanished in 1932. No body was ever found." Ethan felt pressure build behind his eyes. He had never heard this story. Margaret handed him a black and white photograph. A young woman stood smiling by the lake, wearing a dress patterned with small flowers, but her eyes troubled Ethan. Even in the photograph, she looked as though she were listening to something behind her, something the camera could not capture. "There are accounts," Margaret continued, "of people hearing voices at the lake, voices of those long gone. Others claimed the lake was a doorway, a place where time behaved differently. Some believed it was alive." Ethan swallowed. "Do you believe it?" Margaret hesitated before answering. I believe the lake gives back what it takes, but not in the way people expect. Ethan's pulse quickened. My sister, I saw her last night. She looked younger, like she was 15 again, and something else looked like her too, but wrong. It spoke with voices that weren't hers. Margaret stiffened. The echo. The what? The echo, she repeated, lowering her voice. The lake does not merely pull people back in time, it creates reflections of them. Sometimes they are memories made flesh. Sometimes they are unfinished versions of the people it consumes. Some are harmless. Others want to lure people back to the water so the lake can decide which version deserves to remain. Ethan's head spun. Are you saying the thing pretending to be her was created by the lake? Margaret nodded grimly. And the one calling from the water may not be the lily from your present. She could be a lily from another moment in her life, one preserved by the lake. Ethan clenched the photograph in his fist. I don't care which version she is. I'm going to save her. Margaret's eyes softened with pity. Or you may join her. He rose abruptly. The air in the archive room felt tighter, as though invisible hands pressed against the walls. Static prickled along his arms. Something was wrong. Do you feel that? Ethan asked. Margaret frowned. Feel what? Before Ethan could answer, the building lights flickered violently. Papers rustled without wind. The temperature dropped fast enough that Ethan's breath fogged. A whisper drifted through the room. Ethan, he spun toward the sound. Margaret gasped, stumbling backward, clutching a shelf for support. Standing near the doorway was Lily, wet, pale, 15 years old. Her hair clung to her cheeks, dripping onto the floor in steady, unnatural rhythms. Ethan stepped forward. Lily, but Margaret's hand shot out, gripping his wrist with surprising strength. No, that is not her. That is a moment of her. A fragment. Lily's mouth moved. Come back. You left me. Ethan's stomach twisted. He remembered that voice. He remembered that night. Lily had been 15 when she nearly drowned in the lake during a family camping trip. Ethan had saved her, or so he thought. The version of Lily in front of him now was from that night. But what frightened Ethan was that this Lily did not look afraid. She looked angry. Why did you leave me in the water, Ethan? You know I didn't. You did. The room trembled. Books fell from shelves. The lights snapped off, plunging them into darkness. Margaret whispered, "The lake has followed you." Ethan reached for her arm but found nothing. She was gone. Lily's figure flickered in the dark like a glitching projection. Come back, Ethan. The lake wants us both. Ethan stumbled backward, heart slamming in his chest. But he could not look away from Lily's eyes. They were not eyes filled with sorrow or terror. They were eyes filled with certainty. The lake had already decided, and it wanted him next. Ethan burst through the front doors of the Briarwood Historical Society as if something monstrous had been gripping his throat. The sunlight outside struck him like a physical blow. Too bright, too warm, too real compared to the suffocating cold inside the archive room. His lungs strained for air as he bent forward, hands on his knees, trying to steady himself. The pavement under his palms felt reassuringly solid. Nothing shifted, nothing rippled, nothing whispered his name, but the relief was short-lived, because Lily's voice still echoed behind his ribs. Why did you leave me, Ethan? He closed his eyes. That voice was from years ago, from a memory he had buried under logic and excuses. The camping trip, the storm, the night they had wandered too close to Hollow Lake. Lily had slipped into the water, screaming for him, and for a moment he had frozen. He had saved her eventually, dragging her back to shore, but the guilt of that hesitation never left him. He had never admitted it aloud, never told anyone, certainly never told Lily. So how did the lake know? Ethan stood and forced his thoughts into order. Margaret had vanished in that darkness, swallowed by something that moved like a shifting wall of coal. But the police would never believe that, and even if they came, the lake's influence would hide its work, bending facts until nothing made sense. If Ethan called the authorities, he would lose precious time. Lily was waiting for him somewhere in the impossible folds of Hollow Lake. He drove back to the motel to grab supplies: a flashlight, rope, waterproof lantern, and a notebook filled with sketches of the lake's shoreline from the search last year. Anything that might help him understand its pattern. If the lake played with time, then maybe it followed rules. Maybe those rules could be broken. As he loaded the gear into his truck, his phone buzzed. Unknown number. His stomach twisted. He opened the message. A picture. It showed a cabin deep in the woods. Weathered wood, rotting porch, window boards hanging unevenly. But what froze Ethan's blood was the figure standing in the window. Lily again. Not 15 this time. 26, the age she would be now. Her face pressed against the glass, eyes wide with desperation. The timestamp read 10 minutes ago. Ethan checked the map. There were dozens of abandoned logging cabins around Briarwood, but this one had a unique sagging roofline. He had seen it before, near the northern path, close to Hollow Lake. He drove. The road twisted through thick pine forest that swallowed sunlight and muffled sound. Even the engine of his truck felt muted, as though the air itself resisted vibration. The forest felt wrong in a way Ethan could not articulate. Trees leaned closer than they should, their branches arching overhead like skeletal ribs. Shadows moved slower than the wind, and every few minutes, Ethan caught a flicker of something in the rearview mirror, a pale shape pacing him between the trees. By the time he reached the cabin clearing, the air pulsed with tension. His headlights illuminated the crooked structure, just as the photo had shown. The window where the figure stood was dark now, no movement behind the cracked glass. Ethan stepped out, boots crunching on dead needles. The woods pressed close as if listening. "Lily," he called. Only silence answered. He approached the cabin, each step weighted with dread. The air grew colder the closer he came. By the time he reached the porch, his breath fogged in front of him. He gripped the rusted doorknob, half expecting it to twist under someone else's hand. It opened with a groan. Inside, dust floated in the thin beams of light that slipped through cracks in the walls. The air smelled of damp wood and something metallic, like old blood. Ethan scanned the room with his flashlight. Footprints, bare, small, recent, leading deeper inside. His pulse quickened as he followed them. The prints led to a second room, a bedroom. The bed frame leaned on one side, mattress torn open like an animal carcass, but something sat on the remaining fabric. A notebook. Ethan recognized it immediately. Lily's handwriting. His throat tightened as he picked it up. Pages cluttered with frantic scribbles, drawings of hollow lake encircled by spirals, arrows pointing to distorted shapes, and over, the same phrase, "It is not a lake, it is a doorway." Another page. Time does not flow here. It folds. Another. There are many of me. None of us are free. Ethan gripped the pages so tightly they crumpled. Lily had been here recently, terrified, fighting something she could not see. But the final page chilled him most. A drawing of Ethan standing at the lake's edge, with a shadow behind him that looked exactly like him, but smiling. Something shifted behind him. Ethan spun, flashlight trembling. A figure stood at the edge of the hallway. He thought for a heartbeat that it was his reflection. But reflections do not breathe, and this one breathed loud, heavy, slow. Ethan raised the light. The figure stepped into view. It was him, but not him. The face was his, but twisted slightly, like a portrait someone tried to redraw from memory. The eyes were wrong. The posture was wrong. The smile definitely was wrong. "Hello, Ethan." The voice was layered, distorted, like a chorus struggling to speak in unison. Ethan stumbled backward. "What are you?" The creature tilted its head. "The lake remembers you. The lake creates what it knows." Ethan's chest tightened. "So you are another echo." "Not an echo, a possibility." The creature stepped closer. "The version of you who never saved her." Ethan froze. The air thickened with the smell of wet earth and cold water. The walls creaked as if the cabin itself recoiled from the creature's presence. "The knot." Ethan leaned forward. "You froze once, at the lake. You hesitated. The lake saw that moment. It grew it, fed it, built me from it." Ethan backed toward the window, fingers searching for anything he could use as a weapon. "I saved her, but you could have failed." Ethan saw the truth in the creature's eyes. They were the eyes of regret grown monstrous. Not. Ethan extended a hand. "Come back with me. Let the lake show you what you truly are." Ethan grabbed a broken table leg from the floor. The creature smiled wider. "You cannot fight yourself, Ethan. Maybe not, but you are not me." He swung. The creature staggered, its face rippling like liquid disturbed by impact. Ethan took the chance. He dove out the window, glass shattering around him, rolled on the ground, scrambled to his feet, and sprinted into the forest. Behind him, the creature's voice chased him through the trees. "You will return. You always return. The lake keeps every version of you." Ethan ran until his legs burned, until the forest thinned, until he saw the silver shimmer of hollow lake through the trees again. Waiting, breathing, smiling beneath the surface. Cold darkness wrapped around Ethan as though the lake had hands, and every hand wanted a piece of him. The moment he fell through the spiraling surface, the world stopped behaving like anything he understood. Up became sideways, down stretched forever. Light bent in impossible angles. Sound arrived late, like echoes of events that had not yet happened. Yet through the chaos, Ethan held one thought like a lifeline. Find Lily. He kicked upward, or the direction he believed to be upward. until the water brightened just enough for shapes to form. Memories drifted around him like suspended shards of glass. Some reflected him as a child running through the forest. Others showed Lily laughing on the dock, legs dangling over the water. Still others revealed things that had never happened but could have. A version of Ethan who never left Briarwood. A version who drowned the night Lily almost did. A version who walked deeper into the forest and never returned. The lake was showing him possibilities, but none of them were Lily now. A pressure wave rippled through the water, drawing his attention toward a glowing rift in the darkness. The rift pulsed like a heartbeat, widening with every throb, revealing a corridor of faint blue light. Ethan swam toward it, the water thickening as though the lake resisted his approach. Its cold crawled over his skin, seeping into his bones, threatening to slow him until he became just another frozen echo drifting in its depths. He forced himself forward. When he breached the glowing rift, gravity returned so suddenly that Ethan crashed onto solid ground, coughing violently as water poured from his lungs. Not a drop splashed onto the stone floor beneath him. The water evaporated the moment it left his body, vanishing into the shimmering air. He pushed himself to a kneeling position. He was in a cavern, a massive one. Translucent walls pulsed like giant lungs, inhaling and exhaling ancient breath. The air smelled like deep earth mixed with something electrical, like a thunderstorm trapped underground. Pools of water dotted the cavern floor, each swirling with a different light blue, green, red, silver, each one vibrating with an eerie hum. But one pool stood out, silver, still familiar. Hollow lake reflected inside the cavern. Ethan reached toward it, but before he touched the surface, a voice drifted through the air. "You should not have come here." Ethan jerked around. A silhouette stood on a ledge above him. It shimmered, flickering between forms. Margaret, Lily, Ethan, a man he did not recognize, a woman crying, a child screaming. The shapes overlapped, like the lake was trying to assemble a person from too many broken memories. "What are you?" Ethan demanded. "We are the keepers of moments," the figure said. "We are what the lake gathers, what it cannot release. I am not here for riddles. I am here for my sister." The figure descended from the ledge without moving its feet. It simply glided downward, its edges warping the air like heat rising from asphalt. It stopped a few feet from Ethan, its form settling into the shape of Margaret. "Your sister is here. But she is changing." Ethan stepped closer. "Tell me where." The figure lifted a hand and pointed toward a far pool glowing with pale blue light. "She is inside the moment the lake chose for her, the moment she fears, the moment she tries to escape, the moment she repeats." Ethan's heart pounded. "The moment she almost drowned." The figure nodded. "That fear is strong. The lake feeds on strong moments. It keeps them, preserves them, strengthens them. I do not care what it feeds on," Ethan said through clenched teeth. "I am getting her back. You cannot simply take her. You must offer the lake something in return." Ethan stepped closer, refusing to back down. "Then it can take me." The cavern walls shook violently, as if the lake itself roared in protest. The pools rippled trembled, light flared, echoes screamed from every corner. The figure's shape warped again, becoming Ethan's doppelganger. The same twisted grin, the same dripping skin, the same eyes filled with regret and hunger. "You misunderstand," the doppelganger said. "The lake does not want you. It wants versions of you, pieces of you, moments of you." It stepped closer, face inches from Ethan's, and it already has many. Ethan swung his fist, but the creature dissolved into mist, reforming behind him with a laugh. "You cannot fight what the lake has already taken," it hissed. Ethan ran. He sprinted across the cavern floor toward the blue pool, breath ragged, muscles trembling. The pool swirled faster as he approached, like something beneath it sensed him, something recognized him. Lily's voice burst from the water. "Ethan, help me, please." He dove. The water enveloped him instantly, cold slicing through him like knives. The moment he submerged, the cavern vanished, replaced by moonlight reflecting over a familiar shoreline. He knew this place. He knew this night, the family campsite. Lily at 15, the storm rolling in. The moment she slipped beneath the water, the moment he froze, the moment the lake claimed her fear. He stood on the shore, drenched, breathless, watching the scene unfold again. Lily ran toward the water, calling his name, her laughter echoing through the trees. But this version of Lily did not look back. She walked straight into the lake, eyes hollow as though something called her from beneath the surface. "Lily, stop!" Ethan shouted. She did not stop. She disappeared beneath the water. "Again." "No," Ethan whispered. "Not again." He ran into the lake, diving deep. Darkness swallowed him, but he kept swimming, reaching, clawing through the water. Then he saw her, Lily, pale, still, suspended in the water like a doll. He grabbed her arm. Her eyes snapped open. "You are late." Her voice echoed from everywhere and nowhere, layered like the lake itself spoke through her. Ethan pulled her close. "I am taking you home." "You cannot," she whispered. "The lake keeps moments. I am one of them now." "No." "You are my sister." Her hand rose and touched his cheek. "The lake does not care about blood, only time." Suddenly the water convulsed. Hands erupted from the darkness, his own hands, hundreds of them, each one representing a version of him that had hesitated, failed, drowned, or given up. They pulled at him, at Lily. He fought them, screaming her name, kicking upward with every ounce of strength he had left. Then Lily whispered, "Choose, Ethan. Choose which version of me you want to save." The water roared, the lake opened, and everything went white. White light swallowed Ethan whole, blinding, silent, absolute. It had no warmth, no cold, no texture. It was a void made of memory rather than light. His body felt weightless, as if the lake had stripped him of shape and left him floating in the moment between a scream and an answer. For a breathless eternity, he did not exist as flesh and bone. He existed as fear. Then the world snapped back. He hit the ground hard, air punching from his lungs. Grass scratched his palms. Pine needles pricked his skin. His ears rang until sound slowly filtered in, wind rustling through trees, the distant croak of frogs, and somewhere far out on the water, a voice. "Lily." He staggered to his feet. He was standing on the lake shore, but not the same one he'd left. Fog drifted low over the water in thick, unnatural bands. The moon loomed larger than it should, hanging in the sky like a silver wound. The forest behind him looked familiar, but wrong trees bent at unnatural angles, their trunks twisted like ropes. Everything looked too still, as though the world was holding its breath. Ethan whispered, "Lily." No echo, no answer, only the lake staring back at him like a giant, unblinking eye. Something moved in the fog. Ethan tensed. A figure emerged, slow and drifting, like a person underwater struggling upward. Lily, 15 years old again, soaked, pale. Her wet hair clung to her cheeks. Her pupils were blown wide, swallowing the whites of her eyes. She reached toward him with trembling fingers. Ethan took a step forward. "Lily, I am here. I am taking you home." But she shook her head violently. "No, you don't understand. You chose the wrong me. The wrong you." Ethan felt his chest tightening. "I just want to save you. Any version of you." She backed away, fear twisting her features. "Then you don't know how the lake works." Before Ethan could respond, the fog behind Lily rippled like cloth caught in a breeze. A second figure stepped out. Another Lily, older, 26, the one from the photograph sent to his phone. Her eyes were tired, red from crying, but alive. Ethan staggered backward. Two Lilies, both staring at him, both waiting, both real. The younger Lily spoke first. "The lake keeps moments. It takes the strongest versions of us, the ones that it can lose. It pulled me from the night I drowned. It won't let me go until someone chooses." The older Lily shook her head. "No, it wants to split him, to make him choose wrong, to trap both of us, to trap him too." Ethan looked between them. His pulse thundered in his ears. "I am not choosing between you. I will take both of you." A deep, resonant sound rolled across the lake like a subterranean growl. The surface rippled, not from wind, not from rain, from something rising. The twisted version of Ethan, the one grown from guilt, hesitation, and fear, emerged from the fog behind him. Its grin was wider now, stretching too far across its face. "You cannot take them both," the creature said. "The lake only allows one version to return. One Lily, one truth, one moment." The younger Lily trembled. "Ethan, please, choose me. I was the one you failed." The older Lily stepped closer, voice steady but breaking. "Ethan, please choose me. I am the one who survived because of you." Ethan felt something tearing inside him, every regret he'd ever buried clawing up at once. The younger Lily whispered, "You froze when I needed you." The older Lily whispered, "You always came back for me." The creature leaned close to Ethan's ear. "Choose carefully. The lake will take the one you don't choose forever." Ethan clenched his fists. "No, I will save both of them. I won't play your game." The creature laughed. "The lake does not play games. The lake decides." The ground trembled. The water exploded upward as something massive rose beneath the surface. Not a creature, not a person, a memory. Thousands of memories fused into a colossal, shifting mass, faces screaming, hands reaching, bodies dissolving into mist. Every person the lake had ever taken, every echo it had ever created, they towered above him, a monument of stolen lives. The lake spoke through them. Choose. The younger Lily fell to her knees, sobbing, "Ethan, please, I don't want to drown again." The older Lily backed away, tears streaming. "I don't want to disappear." Ethan's breath hitched. He felt the lake inside his thoughts, pulling, twisting, testing every weakness in him. "Choose." He shook his head again and again. "No, you don't get to take parts of her. You don't get to use us like this. I chose already." The lake paused, its colossal form tilted. Ethan shouted into the fog, "I choose both of them. I choose all versions of her. I choose every lily the lake stole." The lake roared, a sound like mountains breaking apart underwater. The creature wearing Ethan's form snarled. "That is not allowed." Ethan stepped toward the lake, rage burning through his fear, then changed the rules. Silence. Then the older Lily screamed, "Ethan, behind you." He spun. His doppelganger lunged at him, hands outstretched, fingers warped into claws of dripping shadow. Ethan braced for the impact, but the younger Lily threw herself between them. The creature's claws tore through her like water. She gasped, reaching for Ethan. Her form flickered, transparency spreading through her like cracks in glass. "No, no, no, Lily," Ethan shouted, catching her as she fell, but his hands passed partly through her, as if she were fading from him. She whispered, "Maybe you did choose." The older Lily fell to her knees, crying as the younger Lily dissolved into silver mist. Ethan held the last fragments of her in his arms. The lake pulsed once slow, mournful, then absorbed her completely. The colossal memory mass bent toward Ethan. "Choose again." Ethan rose, trembling with grief. "No." The lake shifted. "Choose." He shook his head, tears mixing with lake mist. "You can't make me choose. I already chose. I choose the version who lived. I choose the sister who is here, and I will save her, no matter what you take from me." The older Lily sobbed, shaking violently, but alive. The lake stilled, then the ground cracked beneath them. The world split open, and the lake pulled Ethan and the remaining Lily into a new moment. A moment the lake had not shown before. A moment it had created just for him. The choice was not over. The lake was only getting started. Ethan landed hard on a forest floor that was not a forest floor. The ground felt soft at first, almost like damp soil, until he realized it pulsed beneath his palms like living skin. He staggered up, dragging Lily with him, both of them coughing as air returned to their lungs. The moment the lake had dragged them into shimmered in and out of focus, as though reality itself were uncertain about allowing them to remain. The sky overhead was wrong, torn, shimmering with white fractures that resembled lightning frozen in place. The moon was split into 3 uneven pieces, each one reflecting a different shade of silver. The trees around them bent inward like arches of a cathedral, their bark rippling with movement, as if veins ran beneath the wood. This was not the Briarwood Forest. This was a place shaped by the lake's memory, a place the lake had built for him. Lily clung to his arm. "Ethan, where are we?" He He scanned the air, the ground, the trembling horizon. I think we are inside a moment, but not one that happened. One the lake created. Lily's breath hitched. Why? Before Ethan could answer, the ground hummed beneath them, and shapes began forming in the fog. At first he thought they were trees growing, but the shapes sharpened into silhouettes. Dozens of them lining both sides of a narrow path that had not existed a second earlier. Ethan's blood went cold. They were versions of him, some older, some younger, some injured, some smiling and disturbing. Broken ways, some drenched in water, some cracked like porcelain. Each one's eyes glowed faintly, reflecting the fractured sky. Lily squeezed his hand. Ethan, they are watching us. No, Ethan whispered. They are judging us. Judgment required a trial, and the lake was the courtroom. A figure stepped forward from the line, the doppelganger, the twisted version of Ethan that the lake created from guilt and hesitation. Its grin sliced across its face like a wound. Welcome to your moment, Ethan Marlowe, the one the lake has been saving. Ethan shielded Lily behind him. This ends now. Let her go. The creature tilted its head, the motion jerky, unnatural. The lake does not let go. It keeps what it likes, and it likes you both. We are not part of this place. The creature chuckled. You are wrong. This place is built from you. Every fear, every regret, every choice you refused to make. Lily trembled behind him. Ethan, we should run. There was nowhere to run. The path behind them had vanished. The forest pulsed like a giant heartbeat, sealing them inside this impossible moment. The doppelganger stepped closer. You broke the rules, Ethan. You tried to save more than one version of her. The lake is displeased. Ethan clenched his fists. Then it can deal with me directly. He lunged. The creature struck faster than any human could move. Ethan flew backward, crashing into a twisted tree trunk that rippled like muscle under impact. Pain tore through him. He pushed himself up, vision blurring. The creature approached. You cannot fight us. You cannot fight what you could have been. Lily ran to Ethan's side, helping him stand. Ethan, please, we need another way. The other versions of him began murmuring, their whispers layered together like a rising storm, each voice echoing a memory or regret. You hesitated. You froze. You failed her. You should not exist. The lake wants the version that deserves to remain. Ethan shouted into the cacophony, I am not that man anymore. But the voices only grew louder. The doppelganger lifted a hand. The ground beneath Lily cracked, splitting open into a swirling pool of silver water. She screamed as Ethan pulled her away, but tendrils of liquid memory reached out like hands, trying to drag her back. The creature hissed. The lake will take her again, unless you decide. Ethan held Lily tightly. Decide what? Which Lily is yours? Which version lives? Which version dies? Choose. Or the lake chooses for you. Ethan's heart pounded. The younger Lily was gone now, consumed by the lake after sacrificing herself. This Lily, the older version, shook violently, terror and guilt breaking across her face. I don't want to die, Ethan. You won't. But the lake had rewritten the rules again. The ground shuddered violently. The forest bent over them like the ribs of a colossal beast, inhaling. More versions of Ethan emerged from the fog, angrier ones, broken ones, drowned ones, each one stepping closer, forming a tightening circle. Lily grabbed Ethan's face with trembling hands. "Ethan, look at me. You have to make a choice." "No, that is their game, not ours." Lily shook her head. "The lake doesn't care. It demands a moment where your choice creates meaning." Ethan stared at her, and then, slowly, realization dawned. The lake did not want Lily. It wanted him. His moment of choice, his moment of fear, his moment of guilt. The lake fed on people, but more than that, it fed on the meaning inside them. He turned to the doppelganger. "This is not about Lily. It's about what I become. You want a version of me to stay here?" The doppelganger grinned. "At last you understand. Choose the one who stays. The broken version, the regretful one. The one who belongs to the lake." Ethan's gaze swept across the circle of versions. Some reached for him desperately. Others snarled with hatred. One, the youngest version, met his eyes with quiet sadness. Ethan approached the smallest version of himself, no older than 12. The boy looked exactly as Ethan remembered himself after their father died lost. Hollow, terrified of the lake and everything else. Ethan knelt. "What are you?" The boy whispered. "I am the moment you stopped believing you were worth saving." Ethan felt his throat burn. "You do not belong here." The boy shook his head. "Someone has to." The doppelganger raised its voice. "Choose Ethan. Choose now." Ethan swallowed hard and stood. He pulled Lily close, shielding her as the ground cracked again with a roar. "I choose." Every version of himself leaned forward. Ethan shouted, "I choose myself, the real me, the one who is standing here. Not the broken ones, not the drowned ones, not the frightened ones. Me." The doppelganger hissed, claws elongating. "That is not allowed." Ethan stood taller. "I am not choosing a version to sacrifice. I am choosing a version to live." Silence fell across the impossible forest. The boy version of Ethan nodded slowly. "Then I can leave." His form dissolved into silver dust, absorbed gently by the forest rather than violently by the lake. The doppelganger screamed in fury. "Impossible. You cannot rewrite your moment." Ethan took Lily's hand. "Then watch me." The forest trembled violently as the lake rejected his answer. The sky fractured further, pieces falling like shards of glass. The ground split wide beneath them, revealing a swirling, monstrous vortex of silver water. Lily screamed Ethan. He held her tighter. The lake had chosen its moment, but Ethan had chosen his. They plunged together into the next reality. As the moment shattered behind them, Ethan felt the world collapse around him as he and Lily plunged into the roaring vortex. Silver light wrapped them in spirals, compressing and stretching their bodies like threads being pulled through a loom of time. Yet there was no pain, only the sensation of being rewritten, as if the lake were trying to reorganize their existence into something that fit its rules. When the fall ended, they did not hit ground. They hovered inches above it before reality snapped back, dropping them softly into place. This moment did not want to hurt them. Not yet. It wanted them awake. It wanted them aware. Ethan steadied himself, breath ragged. Lily clung to his arm, trembling so violently that he had to hold her steady. They were standing on a dock, but not any dock they knew. This one stretched endlessly across still water that reflected a sky full of fractured moons. The air smelled like old wood, lake mist, and the faintest trace of something burning. Something ancient turning to ash. The boards beneath their feet throbbed faintly, as if the dock itself was alive. Lily whispered, "Ethan, this is not real." "No, it is real, just not ours." A soft splash echoed behind them. They turned. A small wooden rowboat drifted toward the dock with no one rowing it. A lantern hung at the bow, glowing with warm orange light that flickered in unnatural rhythm. Shadows inside the boat shifted as if something waited inside. Ethan stepped in front of Lily. "Stay behind me." The boat nudged the dock with a gentle tap. A voice floated from the lantern flame. "Ethan Marlowe, welcome to the path you never walked." Lily clutched Ethan's arm harder. The flame twisted into shapes, faces, memories, possibilities, all flickering too fast to comprehend. Ethan swallowed. "What do you want from us?" The flame brightened. "Not want, show." The lantern flared. The world blinked. Ethan found himself standing inside a house. Warm light filled the living room. A fireplace crackled. Picture frames lined the walls. A mug sat steaming on the table beside a newspaper dated 8 years into the future. A gentle autumn rain tapped at the windows. For a moment, Ethan forgot to breathe, because on the couch sat Ethan, older, alive, content. He wore a wedding ring, and Lily, older, smiling, healthy, walked past carrying a tray of food. Lily froze when she saw Ethan and Lily from the lake moment standing in the doorway. She blinked, confused. "Ethan, why do you look like that?" The older Ethan stood, shock written across his features. "Who are you? Why are you in my?" He stopped mid-sentence, eyes widening. "You are me." Ethan's mind churned. The lake was showing him a future that could have existed. One where he lived. One where Lily lived. One where the lake never touched them. Lily whispered, "Ethan, is this real?" The lantern flame answered, though no flame was present. "It is real in another possibility. It is what you could become, what you could have become, what the lake will never allow unless you break it." Ethan stepped forward toward the older version of himself. "How did you escape? How did you survive the lake?" Older. Ethan shook his head. "I didn't. The lake never took me. You must have chosen differently. You must have." A crack formed in the ceiling. A long, jagged fracture. Older Ethan paled. "You brought it here." The cracks spread across the walls. Furniture, windows, the floor. Light leaked through them like molten silver. The house groaned as if in agony. Lily backed away. "The lake is invading this moment." The lantern voice echoed again. "Time rejects what it cannot contain. This future breaks because you stand inside it." Ethan grabbed older Ethan's arm. "How do I save her? How do I save Lily?" Older Ethan's eyes softened with pity. "You cannot save only one person. The lake wants moments. It wants meaning. It wants choices. You have to decide what matters most." The house split open. Water rushed in cold. Silver, merciless, and swallowed the future. Ethan and Lily were dragged backward into darkness again. The dock returned. The lantern glowed softly. Waiting, Lily sobbed. Why did it show us that? Why show us a future we can never have? The lantern dimmed, voice soft. To teach, to warn, to shape. Ethan knelt before the lantern. What are you teaching me? The flame flickered. That your future is not fixed. That the lake is not omniscient. It remembers what could be just as much as what was. Ethan felt a spark of hope inside his chest. So I can change our future. The lantern hesitated. If you face the moment the lake fears most. Before Ethan could ask, another voice rose behind him. Mine. Ethan turned sharply. Another version of him stood on the dock. This one was gaunt, skin pale, eyes sunken, clothes soaked as if he had been drowning for years. His presence bent the air around him. He was a version of Ethan who had never escaped the lake. He was the lake's chosen Ethan. Lily screamed as the creature stepped forward, dripping silver water with every movement. You are not leaving, the drowned Ethan rasped. You are mine. She is mine. The lake is mine. Ethan stepped between Lily and the creature. No, you are not me. The drowned Ethan tilted his head with eerie precision. I am the version you abandoned, the version you let drown, the version who stayed, and the lake wants the version who stays. He lunged. Ethan dodged barely in time, grabbing a broken plank from the dock and swinging. The plank shattered against the drowned Ethan's torso, water spraying outward in a violent arc. The lantern voice screamed, Ethan, do not fight him. You must confront the moment you have been running from your entire life. Ethan froze. The drowned Ethan grabbed him by the throat, lifting him off the ground with inhuman strength. Lily shrieked, rushing forward, but the lantern flared brightly, forcing her back. The drowned Ethan snarled, Choose the version that remains. Ethan choked, vision blurring. The dock shifted, the lake rising hungrily as if waiting to swallow him again. Then Ethan understood. The lantern had shown him a future where he lived because he accepted who he was, past, present, and future. Every version of him mattered, even the broken ones, especially the ones he feared. Ethan rasped through clenched teeth. You are not the version I abandoned. You are the version who never stopped drowning, but you were still me. The drowned Ethan hesitated. Ethan whispered, and I choose to take you with me, not to leave you behind. Silver light burst from Ethan's chest, enveloping both of them. The lake screamed. The drowned Ethan's form flickered, cracking like wet porcelain under heat. His grip loosened. His expression changed, not rage, not hatred, but grief. Then he dissolved. Lily ran to Ethan as he collapsed to his knees. Ethan gasped for breath, trembling. The lantern dimmed. You have faced him, but the lake is not finished. It remembers a moment you have not touched. Ethan raised his head. What moment? The flame whispered. The moment the lake fears most. The moment that does not exist yet. Your final choice. The dock trembled. The sky fractured again, and the lake opened a doorway into the moment Ethan had not lived, the moment he would create next. The dock trembled so violently that Ethan thought it might split apart beneath their feet. Lily clung to him, her nails digging into his jacket as the fractured sky above them shattered further, revealing rifts of silver light that pulsed like veins in an enormous living creature, the lake's voice, if it could be called a voice, rumbled beneath every heartbeat, pressing into their chests like a second pulse. The lantern flame flickered wildly. The moment is coming, Ethan. The moment the lake hides even from itself. The moment ahead of all moments. Ethan steadied Lily and stared at the shimmering rift opening at the end of the dock. The water beneath it churned in spirals that reached upward, forming a twisting arch of liquid memory. The ripples shimmered with images, faces, forests, cabins, reflections, children, futures, everything the lake had ever taken, and everything it feared losing. Lily whispered, "Ethan, I don't feel right." He gripped her hand tightly. "What do you mean?" She pressed a trembling hand over her heart. "I feel like part of me is behind us, like something stayed when we moved, like a moment of me didn't come along." Ethan's heart cracked with worry. "You are here. I will keep you here." But even he heard the uncertainty in his voice. The doorway grew larger, stretching until its edges reached into the fractured sky. The lake pulsed once, twice, a third time, each pulse shaking the dock as if signaling the arrival of something ancient. A second lantern appeared. It rose from the lake like a bubble rising through the surface. It drifted into the air and hovered before Ethan, its flame dim and trembling. As though afraid, Lily stepped closer. "Ethan, why does this one feel sad?" The lantern flickered, speaking in a voice softer than breath. "Because I am the moment you regret, the one you have not faced." The first lantern spoke. "You have seen what you lost. You have seen what you could have become. Now you must see what you feared." The water rippled violently. A figure rose. At first, Ethan thought it was another version of Lily, but as the shape solidified, his breath caught. It was a child, a small boy, no older than 5, sitting at the water's edge with a toy boat floating beside him. His dark hair fell over his eyes. His shoes were muddy. His shirt was soaked at the sleeves as if he had been splashing the water. Ethan's knees buckled. He knew this boy. Lily gasped softly. "Ethan, who is that?" Ethan's voice broke. "That's me." The boy did not look up. He pushed the toy boat gently across the surface, humming a quiet tune Ethan hadn't thought of in decades. A tune their mother used to sing before everything changed. Before their father disappeared into the lake, before she grew silent, before Ethan learned that fear could be inherited. The lantern whispered, "This is the moment the lake remembers, the one you buried, the one that shaped your fear." The dock warped, dissolving beneath them, until Ethan and Lily stood on a familiar patch of shoreline. Pine needles, damp earth, the smell of rain threatening. The same lake, but younger, quieter, alive with future tragedy. Lily squeezed Ethan's arm. "Why is the lake showing us this?" "Because it wants to trap him here," the first lantern said. "This is where fear began. This is the moment the lake claims as its own." Ethan knelt slowly behind the child version of himself. The boy kept humming, unaware of the two figures shifting into his world. Ethan whispered, "I remember this day." Lily looked between them. "What happened?" Ethan's throat tightened. "My father took the boat out. It was supposed to be a short trip. He said he would be back in time for dinner, but He never came back. Lily's eyes softened. Ethan, I didn't know. The boy pushed the toy boat again. It drifted farther this time, carried by a growing ripple. The lake stirred. A shape moved beneath the surface. A hand, a shadow, something reaching for the boy's boat. Ethan lunged forward instinctively, grabbing the boy and pulling him back just as a pale hand broke the surface with a splash. The child screamed. Lily clapped a hand over her mouth. Ethan held the younger version of himself. Trembling, it tried to take me. I always thought it was just fear, just imagination, but it really tried to take me. The lanterns flickered in unison. The lake chose you long before it chose Lily. It has been weaving you into its story since the moment your father disappeared. You are the moment it wants to keep. The ground trembled. Water rose, swirling around Ethan's ankles. Lily grabbed his hand. If it wants you, why take me? The second lantern flickered sadly. Because your fear tied you together. The lake feeds on meaning. Your bond gives it strength. Ethan tightened his grip on Lily. Then we break the bond it relies on. Not our bond, its bond. The moment it is trying to write. The younger Ethan looked up, tears streaming. Will he come back? Ethan froze. He had never answered that question as a child. He never had the chance. He had always carried the moment unanswered. Ethan lowered himself to eye level with the boy. Voice trembling, he whispered, "No, he won't come back. But it is not your fault. It was never your fault. And the lake cannot have you." The world shattered with light. The boy dissolved into warm, golden dust. The lake screamed, the sound ripping across the sky like torn metal. The water boiled. The fractured moons bled into the surface. The dock jerked back into existence around Ethan and Lily. The creature from the earlier moment, the drowned Ethan, rose from the water once more, but weakened, flickering, brittle. Its voice rumbled like collapsing earth. You cannot rewrite that moment. It belonged to the lake. Ethan stood, fury and clarity burning through him. It belonged to me, and I took it back. The creature shrieked, its form cracking with silver fractures. The lake's surface split open behind it, revealing a vast whirlpool, no longer a memory portal, but something darker. A punishment. Lily backed away. Ethan, what is it doing? The lantern whispered. It is losing control. You changed a moment that shaped it. Now it must destroy the moment you stand in. The dock snapped under them. Water surged with towering force. The drowned Ethan lunged, not at Ethan, but at Lily. Ethan threw himself between them. Claws of dripping shadow slashed across his shoulder, tearing through flesh. Pain exploded through him. Lily screamed his name. Ethan fought through the agony, grabbing the creature's arm and dragging it toward the whirlpool. The creature howled, twisting and thrashing, its form disintegrating into silver mist. Ethan shouted, "You are not my future," and he threw the drowned version of himself into the whirlpool. The lake swallowed it with a roar. The dock shook violently. Lily clung to Ethan, sobbing, "Ethan, you're bleeding. Ethan, you can't." He pulled her close, wincing, blood soaking his shirt. "We are ending this. No more moments, no more memories, no more versions." The lanterns glowed bright enough to burn the air. Then both whispered in unison. Then step forward to the moment the lake cannot predict. the moment you have not lived, the moment where everything ends. A doorway of pure white light opened before them. Ethan held Lily's hand, and together they stepped into the unknown. White light swallowed Ethan and Lily as they stepped through the doorway. It did not blind them. Instead, it folded around them like warm breath, pulling them forward through something that was not space and not time. Ethan felt his heart beat slow, then accelerate, then break into strange sync with something ancient, something watching. Lily squeezed his hand until her nails dug into his skin. When the light faded, they were standing in a place that looked like the world, but wrong, impossible, extracted, sharpened, every detail carved with the precision of a memory replayed too many times. They stood in briarwood, but not the briarwood they knew. The sky above them was a pale gray dome that pulsed like the inside of a living chest. The clouds flickered between shapes' faces, echoes, shadows watching, always watching. The town was empty, streets stretching silent and wet as if drenched in the aftermath of rain that had never fallen. Lily shivered. Ethan, is this the real world? No, this is the lake's idea of the real world. The lake had pulled them into a moment sculpted from fragments, things it remembered, things it feared, things it predicted. The buildings were in the wrong places. The trees leaned too far inward. Reflections in windows flickered a beat late, as though the glass remembered their movements but needed time to catch up. A distant splash echoed from behind them. Ethan turned sharply. Hollow Lake stretched out at the far end of the street, where no lake should exist. It had swallowed the horizon, its surface perfectly flat and mirror-like. In the reflection, Ethan did not see himself. He saw dozens of himself, all watching. Lily clung closer. Ethan, we should move. This place, it feels like something is hunting us. Ethan nodded, leading her between warped houses. Their footsteps made no sound. Even the air seemed afraid to disturb the quiet. They turned a corner. A figure stood at the far end of the road. Ethan went cold. It was Lily, not the Lily beside him. A different Lily, older, worn, eyes hollow with years of being trapped. She stared at Ethan with a look of shattered hope. You left me here, Lily beside him gasped. Ethan, that's not me. The older Lily took a step forward. Her voice cracked like breaking glass. You promised to come back. You promised you would not let the lake keep me. Ethan shook his head. I don't understand. I did come back. I am here. The older Lily's face twisted, but not soon enough. Ethan stepped forward, heart twisting violently. Lily, a sharp whisper cut the air like a blade. Do not approach her. Ethan whirled around. A lantern floated beside them, but not the warm orange lantern, not the dim blue one. This lantern flickered with harsh, white light, cold and surgical. Its voice scraped through the air like metal on bone. This Lily is not yours. She is a projection created from your guilt. Do not claim her. Do not let her claim you, the older Lily screamed, lunging toward Ethan with impossible speed. Shadows whipped behind her as she moved. Her hands stretched into claws of dripping silver. Ethan pulled Lily behind him and braced. The creature struck. The impact sent Ethan crashing into a half-collapsed wall. Pain exploded across his ribs. Lily screamed his name. The older Lily crawled toward him, body twisting and cracking in unnatural angles. "You could have saved me, Ethan. You should have saved me. Why did you leave me in the lake?" The lantern's voice thundered. "Because you are not her, and your existence ends now." A beam of white light shot from the lantern, slicing through the creature. The older Lily shrieked in pain, in rage, in loss, as her form dissolved into liquid silver dust that drifted into the air like broken moments. Lily collapsed to her knees, trembling. "Ethan, how many versions of me are trapped in this place?" Ethan held her close. "Too many, but we are going to stop this." The white lantern dimmed. "The lake predicts you will fail, but your moment is not yet chosen. That is why you are dangerous." Ethan stared at it. "Where do we go?" "To the moment the lake fears, the moment it hides." The lantern drifted down the street. Ethan and Lily followed. The deeper they walked into this impossible briarwood, the more unstable it became. Houses flickered between decayed ruins and pristine versions of themselves. Roads stretched, shrank, then stretched again. Streetlights blinked in sequences that resembled quick, panicked heartbeats. Time felt slippery. Then they reached the town square, and Ethan stopped breathing, because in the center of the square, suspended above the cracked pavement, hung a doorway made of water vertical, swirling, shimmering, a portal in the shape of a door, but the water inside it flowed upward instead of down. Symbols glowed on its surface, shaped like overlapping memories. The lantern spoke. "The lake does not understand this moment. It is yours. It is not written. It is not remembered. It is not chosen yet. That is why it fears it." Lily whispered, "Ethan, what is on the other side?" Ethan stepped closer. His reflection stared back at him, but not the him standing there. A future version, one he did not recognize. Older, hardened, eyes fierce and filled with understanding. The future Ethan mouthed a single word. "Come." The white lantern trembled. "The lake will try to stop you. The lake will try to rewrite you. What lies beyond this doorway will end everything, or free you, or destroy you entirely." Then the ground shook. The sky cracked. The lake's voice rose, no longer whispering, no longer coaxing. It roared. A distortion tore through the square. A massive shape surged up from the pavement, forming from liquid memory and darkness an amalgamation of every face the lake had consumed. Every version of Ethan, every echo of Lily, a towering monstrosity made from the weight of countless moments. Lily screamed as the creature stretched massive arms toward them, its form fluid and shifting, its eyes hollow pits of swirling silver. Ethan grabbed Lily's hand. "Run!" The creature lunged, smashing apart entire buildings as they sprinted toward the doorway of water. Pavement cracked beneath their feet. Memory shards rained from the sky like broken glass. The white lantern darted ahead, flickering desperately. The lake bellowed, shaking the world so hard that Ethan nearly stumbled. They reached the doorway. The white lantern planted itself in front of the swirling portal, its light blazing. "Go, Ethan Marlowe. Before the lake closes the future." Lily hesitated. "Ethan, What if this is a trap? Ethan looked into her eyes. Then we face it together. He pulled her through the water doorway just as the monster swung a colossal arm toward them, roaring with the fury of every suffocated moment. White light exploded outward. The doorway snapped shut, and Ethan felt the lake lose them, not from memory, not from desire, but from control. They had stepped into the one place the lake did not own, the future. Ethan expected darkness, or water, or the crushing weight of another splintered memory. But as he and Lily burst through the doorway, stumbling into whatever lay beyond, what greeted them was neither past nor present, nor anything the lake had ever shown before. They stood on a towering cliff overlooking a vast landscape of shifting possibilities. The sky above them was made of swirling threads of light, weaving in and out like living constellations, dancing to a rhythm older than time. The ground beneath their feet was solid, but when Ethan looked closer, he saw that it rippled faintly, as if every step created new consequences that hadn't existed a heartbeat earlier. Lily breathed. "Ethan, where are we?" He steadied her. "We are in the future, not the lake's idea of it. Ours." But even as he said it, Ethan felt the lake's influence tugging at the edges of his thoughts, trying to seep into this place that rejected it. The air hummed quietly, and the hum felt fragile like a candle flame flickering in a storm. A figure appeared in the distance. Ethan's breath caught. It was the future version of himself, the man he'd glimpsed in the water doorway. He stood tall, calm, wearing clothes ragged from travel and eyes bright with knowledge the lake had never understood. Lily tightened her grip on Ethan's hand. Is that really you, the future?" Ethan smiled faintly. "In a way, in a path not yet chosen." But he stepped forward and placed a hand on Ethan's shoulder. "I am the you who learned how to take back every moment." Ethan stared. "Is this real? As real as anything beyond the lake's grasp can be, future?" Ethan pointed behind them. "But you are not safe yet." It followed you. A crack thundered across the sky. Ethan spun. The doorway of liquid memory sealed behind them began to bulge outward, convulsing violently. Something was pushing through, something massive. Lily trembled. No, Ethan, please, not again." Future Ethan's eyes hardened. The lake has never allowed anyone to escape with more than one future. By saving Lily, by rejecting the moment it demanded, you fractured its cycle. Now it wants to erase the only timeline you have left. The doorway exploded. A tidal wave of liquid silver poured into the landscape, devouring the ground, the sky, everything it touched. And rising from the flood came the same monstrous amalgamation that had chased them in Briarwood, now larger, stronger, its body spiraling with infinite faces screaming silently. Ethan stepped in front of Lily. Not this time. Not ever again. Future Ethan extended his hand, then learned how to fight the lake. The world around Ethan froze. He blinked. The air itself turned thick, suspended like frozen smoke. Lily stood beside him, unmoving, her expression locked in fear. The monster remained mid-lunge, its many arms stretched outward like a collapsing tower of screaming moments. Future. Ethan spoke softly. This place listens to you. It was built from your choice, so choose what happens next. Ethan looked around. Everything shimmered like liquid glass. He forced out a breath. What do I choose? Future. Ethan nodded toward the horizon. A series of silhouettes flickered into existence. Moments Ethan had lived, moments he had changed, moments he had reclaimed. Each one shone like a star. You have taken your past from the lake. Now take its claim to your future. There is only one moment left that binds you to it. Ethan's pulse pounded. Which moment? Future Ethan pointed behind him. Ethan turned and froze. His father stood there, alive, not drowning, not gone, alive. Dad, his father smiled warmly, kneeling with open arms. Ethan, come here. Son, emotion crashed through Ethan so hard his legs trembled. Lily remained frozen. The world remained frozen. This was Ethan's moment alone. Future. Ethan stepped beside him. This is the moment the lake kept hidden from you, not your father's death, your refusal to let him go. Ethan's throat tightened painfully. This is what the lake showed me that night, why I feared it. Your father reaching for you, not to drag you in, but to tell you to run. But the lake twisted that memory. It wants you to drown in grief you never faced. Ethan's father stretched out a hand. I'm here. I never left. Tears blurred Ethan's vision. I want this to be real. Future, Ethan whispered. This place shapes itself around what you choose. But be careful. The lake twists desire as easily as fear. Ethan stepped closer to his father. The memory smiled. Too perfect, too gentle, too rehearsed. It was not his father. It was the lake wearing the shape of his father. Ethan clenched his fists. This is not him. My father died, and I miss him, and I love him. But this is not real. The moment cracked like glass struck by a hammer. Future. Ethan nodded. Speak the truth. Ethan shouted. You do not control my memories anymore. The figure of his father dissolved instantly, ripped apart by a massive shockwave of golden light that erupted from Ethan's chest. The world restarted. The monster lunged again. The ground buckled. Lily gasped back into motion. Future, Ethan shouted. Now you can fight it. Ethan felt strength pour through him, warm, bright, golden born, not from fear, not from regret, but from choice. The monster let out a roar that shook the sky. Ethan stepped forward. Not this time. You do not get to choose for me anymore. The lake's massive creature swung a colossal arm at him. Ethan raised his own hand, and the air rippled with golden force. The strike stopped midair, trembling violently as Ethan pushed back. Lily watched in awe. Ethan, what are you doing? Taking ownership of my future. Future, Ethan shouted from behind him. The lake fears what it does not own, and this future, it cannot see it. The monster screamed and split into dozens of tendrils of liquid memory that whipped toward them. Ethan slammed his hands together, unleashing a wave of golden energy that vaporized the first strike. Lily ran to his side. Ethan, I can help. He pulled her behind him. No, you already changed more than you should have. Let me do the rest. The monster struck again, faster, angrier. Ethan met each blow with growing strength. Future, Ethan yelled. You cannot destroy the lake here, but you can bind it, overwrite it, force it into a moment it cannot escape. Ethan's eyes widened. How, future? Ethan pointed to Lily. She is your anchor, your living moment. The one thing the lake cannot predict because she does not belong to it. Lily stared at Ethan. Ethan, what does that mean? It means you choose our future, not the lake. The monster roared, charging. Ethan grabbed Lily's hands. Lily's eyes filled with fear. Ethan, what moment do I choose? He looked into her eyes. The only moment the lake can't touch. Hope. A blinding burst of golden light exploded around them, merging with Lily's trembling grip. The monster lunged, and the future shattered into pure white light. They had created a moment the lake could not corrupt, a moment the lake could not predict, a moment the lake had never seen. The story of Ethan and Lily was no longer bound by Hollow Lake, and the lake screamed as the future itself shut its door. The white light that consumed Ethan and Lily did not feel warm or cold. It felt aware. It felt like something was studying them, searching for cracks in their resolve, testing whether their newly created moment truly belonged to them or whether the lake could still claim it. When the light shattered, the world they stood in was nothing like the future realm, nothing like the past, nothing like anything Ethan had ever seen. They stood inside a cathedral made of water. Its walls rose hundreds of feet into the air, rippling like vertical rivers suspended in time. Every motion of the liquid surface reflected not the present, but memories, snapshots of lives that never happened, possibilities never chosen, paths never followed. The ceiling stretched into an endless whirlpool of silver and blue, swirling slowly as if breathing. The floor beneath Ethan and Lily's feet was solid, but it pulsed faintly like a heartbeat. Lily gripped Ethan's arm, her voice trembling. Are we inside the lake? He stared upward into the infinite spiral. No. We are inside its mind. This was the heart of Hollow Lake, the origin of its moments, its echoes, its hunger. Here, every memory the lake consumed drifted like trapped smoke behind layers of liquid reality. A whisper swept through the cathedral. Ethan, he tensed, pulling Lily closer as the water walls rippled. The whisper echoed again, layered with dozens of voices, men, women, children, past versions of himself, and something older, something much deeper. Lily pressed closer. Ethan, something is coming. The water surface ahead bulged outward like a bubble forming beneath it. Slowly, a figure stepped through. It was Ethan, but not drowned, not twisted, not malicious. This Ethan looked exhausted, hollow, broken, an echo worn thin by time and suffering. His eyes lifted with quiet despair. You are too late. It cannot be undone. Ethan stepped forward cautiously. Who are you? The echo Ethan gave a faint, sad smile. I am the version who never fought, the one who let Lily go, the one who gave in to the lake's choices. Lily swallowed hard. Why are you here? Because the lake remembers me, the echo said, and it refuses to let anything it remembers disappear. The cathedral groaned around them, the walls trembling. Ripples shot up the liquid pillars as though something massive moved behind them. The echo Ethan backed away. You should not be here. You are threatening what the lake is. what it has always been. Ethan clenched his fists. Good. That's what I came to do. The echo looked horrified. Then it will destroy you. The floor trembled violently. Lily stumbled, but Ethan caught her as cracks of silver light raced across the ground. The water walls shook with enough force to distort the memories flickering inside them. Then the whispering voices aligned into a single, thunderous tone. This moment does not belong to you. Lily pressed her hands over her ears. Ethan, it's inside my head. Ethan gritted his teeth. Get out of her. A column of water erupted from the floor, twisting upward like a serpent made of liquid memory. Inside it, Ethan saw dozens of versions of Lily screaming, crying, drowning, reaching for him. Lily staggered backward, horrified. Ethan, those are... I know. The column split, forming more serpents, each made of moments the lake had stolen from them. They spiraled around the cathedral, coiling, tightening, transforming. Shapes formed inside them. Faces, bodies. The serpents melded together, constructing a humanoid shape the size of a giant, a being entirely made of shifting water and fractured time. Its body flickered with trapped memories, its face a shifting mosaic of every person the lake had ever consumed. Lily's voice cracked. Ethan, that's the lake. He had faced its monsters, its echoes, its doppelgangers. But this was the true form, the lake's consciousness given shape. The creature stepped toward them, and the cathedral floor cracked under its weightless weight. Its body rippled with distorted whispers. You have broken the threads of time. You have defied your moments. You have chosen what was not yours to choose. Ethan spread his arms, placing himself firmly between Lily and the entity. I chose what was mine, and I chose her. The lake leaned down, its face shifting into Lily's, into his father's, into his younger self, into the drowned version, into Margaret, into strangers, into children. You cannot unmake what I remember. Ethan stepped forward, then stopped remembering us. The cathedral shook violently, water splashing from the walls. The echo Ethan fell to his knees, covering his ears as the whispers grew deafening. Lily grabbed Ethan's arm. What does that mean? Ethan stared up at the lake's monstrous form. If the lake can only control moments it remembers, then I need to become a moment it cannot hold. The lake's shape flickered dangerously. You are already mine. Not anymore. Ethan closed his eyes, exhaled, and released the last piece of fear he'd been carrying, the final thread the lake used to bind him. He whispered, I forgive myself. A shockwave of golden light burst out from Ethan's chest. The lake screamed. Its entire form rippled and fractured like melting glass. The water pillars collapsed inward. The ceiling whirlpool spasmed violently, its spiral unraveling into chaos. The memories trapped in the water flickered like dying lanterns. Lily's hand found his. Ethan, what did you do? I broke its anchor. The lake, now thrashing like a wounded beast, surged toward them. Its body elongated, liquefied, reformed into a massive tidal wave of silver. Lily tightened her grip. Ethan, run. No, this ends now. The tidal wave crashed toward them, but as it struck Ethan, it split around him like water parting around stone. Golden light burst from his body again, and the liquid memory boiled into vapor. Behind him, the lake reformed into a towering figure once more, but weaker now, its shape glitching, collapsing, reforming. "You cannot erase what I am." Ethan stepped toward it. "I am not trying to erase you. I am rewriting you." He raised his hand. The entire cathedral froze. Then the water exploded upward, shattering the pillars, tearing apart the ceiling, dissolving the walls. The lake's consciousness roared, fracturing into 1,000 streams of liquid memory. Lily screamed Ethan, but he held firm. The golden light spread, consuming everything the lake had ever been. Moments dissolved, echoes evaporated, versions vanished. The lake's mind unraveled until only Ethan, Lily, and a fading echo Ethan remain. The echo looked up at him, not afraid, not broken, just free. "Thank you for choosing yourself." The echo dissolved into light, and the cathedral collapsed into darkness. Ethan felt the world disintegrate beneath his feet, but this time he knew the lake was no longer in control. He was. For a long time, there was nothing, no light, no sound. No pain, only stillness, an impossible silence that felt deeper than the lake, older than time, more patient than death. Ethan floated within it, suspended between existence and memory. His mind drifted through the darkness like a soft echo, searching for Lily, for himself, for anything real. Then a breath. Not his, Lily's. The darkness rippled. Ethan's eyelids fluttered open. He was lying on something soft. Grass, real grass, not the pulsing, living floor of the lake's cathedral, not the warped soil of false realities. Actual, warm, sunlit grass, sunlight. He blinked. The sky above him was blue, clean, no fractures, no spirals, no otherworldly moons, just sky pure and untouched. A breeze brushed his cheeks. For the first time in what felt like lifetimes, Ethan felt the weight of the world without the lake's presence pressing against him. Lily lay beside him, eyes closed, her chest rising and falling steadily. Relief flooded him so sharply it hurt. "Lily," his voice cracked. She stirred. Her fingers twitched, pulling at the blades of grass. Slowly, she turned her head toward him. "Ethan." He laughed, broken, breathless, overwhelmed. "Yeah, I'm here." She sat up, confusion and wonder filling her expression as she looked around. They were in a meadow, wide, open, bright, a place untouched by the lake's memory, because the lake no longer controlled their moment. Lily exhaled shakily. "Did we escape?" Ethan looked at his hands, expecting ripples, distortions, silver residue, some sign the lake still clung to him. But he saw nothing, just flesh, warmth, life. He nodded slowly. "I think we did," but the certainty wavered in his voice. Lily frowned. "What's wrong?" Ethan stood, surveying the meadow. The wind carried scents he hadn't smelled in so long. Pine, earth, sunlight warming leaves. But something gnawed at him, something missing. He turned full circle. No shadows moved where they shouldn't. No reflections lagged behind reality. No whispers traced their thoughts. But there was no sign of Hollow Lake. Not a ripple. not a glimmer, not a distant echo, as if the lake had never existed at all. Lily stepped to his side. "Ethan, where are we?" Before he could answer, the ground trembled, slightly gentle, not threatening, a vibration, not an attack. The tremor rolled beneath their feet like a breath of the earth itself. Then the meadow began to shift. Grass bent outward, light condensed, and a figure stepped through the shimmer. Ethan tensed instantly, pulling Lily behind him. But the figure did not come as a threat. It appeared as him, another Ethan, but not twisted, not drowned, not broken or echo-like. This Ethan radiated calmness, wholeness, as though he had never known fear. Ethan's breath caught. "You're..." The figure nodded. "A version of you, but not one shaped by the lake, not one created by its memory," Lily whispered. "Then what are you?" The figure's expression softened. "I am the version of Ethan who existed after the lake lost its whole. A possibility born the moment you rewrote your future." Ethan stepped forward. "If that's true, why are you here?" "To warn you." The meadow fell silent. Lily clutched Ethan's sleeve. "Warn us about what?" The figure extended a hand. "When you broke the lake's mind, when you tore apart its cathedral, you did more than escape. You unmade the center of its existence, its hierarchy of memory." Ethan's stomach tightened. "Meaning?" The figure's voice darkened. "You broke the lake's order, but something always lives beneath order." Lily's eyes widened. "Something worse." The figure nodded. "When you destroyed the lake's consciousness, you removed the layer that restrained what lay deeper, far older, far hungrier." Ethan whispered. "There was something under the lake. Not under, within, beneath memory itself." Ethan's pulse hammered. "What does it want?" The figure's eyes locked onto his. "It wants you, the one who broke the cycle, the one who proved memory can be rewritten. It wants the moment you created, the moment the lake could never see." Lily grabbed Ethan's hand, fear flooding her voice. "You're saying there's something else coming after us?" "Not coming, watching." Lily's breath hitched. Ethan swallowed. "Then how do we stop it?" The figure hesitated before answering. "I don't know if you can." The wind stilled. The light dimmed. Shadows crept across the meadow, long and unnatural, not belonging to anything standing in the sunlight. Lily's voice cracked. "Ethan." He held her tighter. "I see it." The shadows converged at the center of the meadow, forming a pool of darkness that rippled outward like a living stain. Ethan felt the air grow colder, colder than the lake had ever been. The figure of the alternative. Ethan stepped back. "It found you faster than I expected." The shadows twitched, stretched, rose. A shape emerged, humanoid, but wrong. Its limbs elongated, bending in crooked angles. Its form was pitch black, absorbing all light. But its face, it had no face. Yet Ethan felt it watching him. The figure whispered, "Run!" The shadow creature lunged. Ethan grabbed Lily's wrist and bolted across the meadow. The world blurred around them, grass whipping their legs, wind tearing at their clothes. But the creature moved silently, gliding rather than running, closing the distance without effort. Lily screamed, "Ethan!" He yanked her into the tree line just as the shadow's hand slammed into the ground where they had been, carving a crater into the earth. The alternative, Ethan called out from the meadow, voice echoing unnaturally. It cannot be killed. It can only be outrun. Keep moving. Do not. His voice cut off. Ethan looked back. The figure was gone, consumed. The shadow turned toward them again. Lily choked. Ethan, what do we do? He pulled her deeper into the forest. Trees bent in unnatural directions, as if the creature's presence warped reality itself. Branches snapped behind them. The shadow was close. Too close. Ethan and Lily burst into a clearing and stopped dead. Before them lay a lake. Not hollow lake, something smaller. Still quiet. But Ethan felt something stir beneath the surface. Something familiar. Lily whispered, "Ethan, is that?" No, it couldn't be. It shouldn't be. The lake was gone. He destroyed it. But the water rippled, reflected, shifted. A voice rose from beneath the surface. Lily's voice, but layered. Wrong. Echoing. "Ethan." He froze. The shadow lunged from behind. The lake rippled again, and a hand reached out of the water. Not Lily's, someone else's, someone Ethan had not seen since he was a child. His father. His voice echoed across the forest. "Ethan, jump!" Lily screamed. Ethan grabbed her hand. The shadow descended, and Ethan jumped. Ethan expected the leap into the abyss to kill him. He expected the claws of the devourer to tear him apart midair, or the fall itself to shatter every bone in his body. But the truth was far more terrifying. There was no impact, no sensation, no falling, no rising, only a crushing, absolute silence. So thick it felt like a physical presence pressing against his skull. He opened his eyes and saw nothing. The darkness was not empty. It was dense, layered, almost alive, as though it had watched the birth of time and resented every moment since. Lily's hand trembled in his, the only proof that either of them still existed. Ethan tried to speak, but his voice vanished the moment it left his throat, swallowed by the dark before even he could hear it. He tightened his grip on Lily, afraid that if he let go for a single second, the dark would take her forever. Then something changed. A faint pulse, like the distant beat of a colossal heart, rippled through the void. It expanded outward in waves, and with each pulse, the darkness thinned just enough for Ethan to feel a surface beneath his feet. Cold stone, rough, uneven. He exhaled a shaking breath as sound returned little by little, like the world cautiously remembering how to exist. Lily whispered, "Ethan, where are we?" Her voice sounded wrong. Too clear, too exposed, as if speaking here was forbidden. Ethan helped her stand as soft blue light bled into the darkness, illuminating the vast chamber around them. It stretched farther than any cavern he had ever imagined. The ceiling so high it disappeared into swirling shadow. The walls looked carved by colossal claws, marked with spiraling runes that pulsed like dying embers. "This place feels ancient," Lily murmured. "Older than the lake." Ethan nodded. "Because it is. The lake was only its surface. This is its depth." A shiver ran through her. Then the creature, the shadow, Ethan scanned the chamber, half expecting the faceless hunter to emerge again, or the many-armed monster to rise from one of the black pools scattered across the floor. But the pools lay still, so still that even light refused to reflect off them. One ripple moved across the nearest pool, not from wind, not from motion, from intent. Something down there knew they were here. Ethan stepped back, pulling Lily with him. An arm rose from the water, thin, bone-long, joints bent the wrong way. Its fingers spread wide as if reaching for something above it. Then another arm emerged, then another, and another, until the pool was a forest of limbs stretching toward the cavern ceiling. Lily covered her mouth. Ethan, it is waking up. Ethan's pulse pounded. There was no way out except forward. The cavern walls curved inward like the ribs of some ancient beast, and the pools were scattered so densely that any path felt like walking across the surface of a grave. Before he could choose a direction, a voice whispered across the chamber. Ethan. He froze. Lily gripped his arm. No, that is not real. Ethan, do not listen. But the voice came again, clearer. Ethan, come home. His father, the voice he had heard the night his childhood ended, the voice that should have been impossible here. A figure took shape near the far wall, a tall man, clothes soaked, hair dripping, eyes soft with sorrow. His father, or at least something wearing his face. Ethan whispered, "Dad." Lily stepped between them. Ethan, that is not him. The figure reached out. Come home, son, it is waiting. A tremor shook the chamber. Runes brightened in a violent pulse. The pools rippled as though something beneath them breathed deeply. The figure dissolved into a smear of shadow, then reformed closer. Lily stumbled back, pulling Ethan with her. That thing is not your father. It is trying to get inside your head. The shadow father twisted, bones cracking as its spine contorted. Its face widened into an impossible, toothless grin. Ethan. Ethan pulled Lily toward the far end of the chamber, boots scraping over stone. The pools stirred more violently now, waves rising even though there was no wind. Something massive moved beneath them. The Devourer. It had followed them here. A thundering crack tore through the cavern as black water erupted upward, forming a towering column that curled into limbs and merged into a horrifying silhouette. The Devourer lifted its faceless head, sensing them. Ethan felt its stare. He felt his own memories tremble. The creature stepped forward, and the entire cavern leaned with its weight. Lily cried out as cracks split across the floor, glowing blue beneath the stone. Ethan pulled her toward a narrow passage he spotted behind a cluster of broken pillars. The Devourer roared without sound. The force of it pushed the air itself outward, ripping stone from the walls and turning the pools into churning vortexes. Ethan and Lily sprinted. Shadows peeled from the floor like living ink, chasing them. The pillars warped, bending toward them like arms trying to block their escape. Ethan dragged Lily through the narrow passage, only for the ground beneath them to collapse. They tumbled down a steep slope, rolling over stone and dust, before landing in a circular chamber glowing faintly with swirling blue patterns. Lily groaned, holding her ribs. Ethan, What is this place? Ethan stared at the floor. The carvings were not runes. They were moments, scenes carved into stone, moments stolen long before humans existed. The birthplace of memory, the core of the lake's power. The cavern was not just ancient, it was origin. Lily whispered, "This place remembers everything." Ethan's shadow moved, but he had not moved. The shadow rose from the floor, stretching upward into a tall humanoid shape. Its edges flickered, bending reality around it. Lily screamed. Ethan stood between her and the shadow. No more. The cavern trembled violently as the devourer forced its way down the slope, tearing the stone with its many arms. Ethan felt the ground shake as the monster pulled itself toward them. "This is it," Lily whispered. "Ethan, what do we do?" Ethan stared at the moving shadow that was not his own. The devourer's echo, the part of him it claimed, the part it wanted to drag into its hunger. Ethan lifted his hand. "I refuse your claim." Golden light burst from his palm, slamming into the shadow. It writhed, breaking apart into streams of black mist. The devourer screeched, entire body convulsing. Lily grabbed Ethan's arm. "Ethan, what did you do?" Ethan's breath trembled. "I chose my moment." The chamber cracked open. Blue fire erupted from the carvings, spiraling upward and wrapping around Ethan and Lily. The devourer lunged, and the world shattered into white light again. But this time, the devourer screamed, and they did not. The white light did not fade so much as it folded back into itself, peeling away layer by layer until shapes began to sharpen around Ethan and Lily. The roar of collapsing reality quieted. The floor beneath their feet steadied. Breath returned to Ethan's lungs like a delayed echo, and he gasped hard, clutching his chest. They were standing inside a chamber, unlike anything they had seen before. Smooth obsidian walls curved upward into a massive dome that glittered with floating fragments of light. They drifted slowly, lazily, like embers from an unseen fire. But there was no warmth here, only a cold intelligence watching them from every surface. Lily clung to Ethan's arm, trembling but conscious. "Ethan, where are we now?" Ethan scanned the room. The air felt different from the cavern of moments, lighter, but not safer. This place was not ancient like the hollow depths. This was something new, something constructed with purpose. "I think this is not the Devourer's world anymore," Ethan whispered. "This might be something the lake tried to hide from it." That didn't make Lily feel better. At the center of the chamber rose a pedestal made of smooth black stone, floating inches above the ground. On its surface lay a sphere of water suspended in mid-air, rotating slowly, glowing faintly, as if containing an entire ocean compressed into a single drop. A whisper crawled along the floor. "Ethan, Lily." The voice was neither male nor female, both familiar and strange. It shifted like ripples across a mirror, reflecting emotions instead of sound. Lily stepped back. "Ethan, is that the Devourer?" Ethan shook his head. "No, the Devourer doesn't speak like that. It devours meanings. It doesn't show them. The chamber lights dimmed, then flared again as the floating fragments rearranged themselves into the shape of a figure. A silhouette formed a woman, tall and graceful, made entirely of shimmering water and pale mist. She had no face, yet Ethan felt her looking at them. "Do not fear me," the voice echoed. "I am not what hunted you." Lily clutched Ethan. "Then what are you?" The figure drifted closer, her form constantly shifting as if resisting collapse. "I am what was left behind before the devourer fed, before the lake learned fear." Ethan felt a chill run down his spine. "You're connected to the lake." "I am the first moment it ever kept," the voice said gently, "the memory of what it once was." Ethan swallowed. The lake had a memory. Yes, and that memory is dying. The chamber trembled, as if reacting to her words. The floating fragments dimmed, flickering like fading stars. Lily whispered, "Why did you bring us here?" The memory woman reached toward the pedestal. "Because you carry something the devourer cannot consume. A moment freely chosen. A bond not shaped by fear or hunger. That power threatens it." Ethan stepped closer. "Then help us defeat it." The memory woman's form wavered. "You cannot defeat it, not in the way you wish." The devourer existed before memories, before moments. It is the void that rejects meaning. Ethan clenched his fists. "Then what can we do?" The woman turned toward him, water rippling around her like a cloak. "There is only one path left. You must take the heart of the lake before the devourer reaches this chamber." Behind her, the sphere of water pulsed brightly, sending ripples of blue light across the room. Lily frowned. "What happens if we take it?" The woman hesitated. "Then the lake will die, but you will control its final moment. You will decide what remains. And if we don't..." The chamber rumbled violently. Portions of the obsidian walls cracked outward as long, shadowy tendrils seeped through. The air soured. The temperature dropped. Ethan spun around. "It found us again." The devourer was forcing itself through the cracks, its shape melting and reforming as it slid between realities. Dozens of hands clawed their way into the chamber, scraping against the smooth stone. Lily screamed, "Ethan, it's coming in." The memory woman thrust out her arm. The chamber walls lit up with bright sigils, forcing the cracks shut temporarily. But her form flickered violently like a candle battered by wind. "I cannot hold it for long. Take the heart before it breaks free." Ethan grabbed Lily's hand and ran toward the pedestal. The sphere pulsed with every step they took, responding to their presence. Water spiraled outward, lifting like a vortex, humming with energy. Lily hesitated. "If we touch it, what happens to us?" Ethan shook his head. "I don't know, but staying here means we die." Behind them, the chamber cracked open again. The devourer forced its head through the wall, a massive, faceless void surrounded by writhing arms. It shrieked soundlessly, distorting the air. The memory woman screamed without a mouth. "Now, Ethan!" He reached out. The sphere burst into light. Water engulfed his arm, racing up his body like liquid fire. His mind twisted visions flooding through him. The birth of the lake, the first memory it ever kept, the moment it learned to protect instead of consume. Lily grabbed him as he staggered. "Ethan, Ethan, what is happening?" he gasped as the chamber dissolved into light and shadow. I think I can feel everything," The lake, its memories, they're inside me. The devourer roared, forcing half its body into the chamber. Shadows spilled outward like a tidal wave. The memory woman hovered above them, flickering violently. Choose, Ethan. The heart will obey only one command. Its final moment must belong to you. Ethan looked at Lily, her eyes full of terror and hope. He tightened his grip on her hand. Then he spoke one word. Remember. Light erupted from the pedestal, swallowing everything. Ethan woke to the sound of wind moving through leaves, not to the crushing pressure of water or the scream of something ancient and hungry. For a long, disoriented moment, he lay still, staring up at a sky far too blue to be real. His chest rose and fell. His lungs pulled in air that tasted of pine and soil, not damp rot or the metallic tang of the lake. He was alive. Beside him, Lily stirred with a groan, rolling onto her side. Her clothes were torn and streaked with dirt, but there was color in her face again. No blue glow, no shadow clinging like oil to her skin. Ethan, she whispered. Did we make it out? He pushed himself upright slowly, muscles trembling as though he had been electrocuted and burned out from the inside. They were in the forest above Hollow Lake, at least where the lake used to be. Birds called somewhere beyond the trees. Insects hummed. The world sounded normal, too normal. He helped Lily sit up, and together they turned to look through the trees toward the place that had haunted them their entire lives. There was no water. The wide basin that once held Hollow Lake was now a raw, open scar of cracked earth and dry mud. Skeletal tree stumps jutted from the ground like broken fingers. No reflection, no ripples, no hungry surface waiting to pull anything under. Lily exhaled a shaking laugh that broke halfway to a sob. It is gone. The lake is really gone. Ethan nodded slowly, but unease crawled along his spine. Something felt off. The world around them was not quiet with relief. It was quiet, like a room that had just stopped screaming, but still remembered the pain. He looked down at his hands. The golden light was gone. No glow, no burning pulse. Yet beneath his skin, he still felt the faint echo of the heart he had carried, like a heartbeat that did not belong to him. When he closed his eyes, he could still hear the distant voices that had once called from the depths. You chose life. The memory of his mother's echo flickered through his mind, soft and unsteady. You chose to let the memories die so that you and Lily could live. He had expected relief. Instead, all he felt was the weight of 1,000 invisible absences pressing against his thoughts. We need to see the town, Ethan murmured. Lily frowned. Why? Because if we erased the lake, we might have erased more than just water. They made their way down through the trees, their steps crunching over dry leaves and roots. The forest seemed unchanged at first glance. The same trunks, the same trails, but Ethan noticed small wrongnesses. A tree that should have been scarred by lightning now stood unmarked. A fallen log he remembered tripping on as a kid was not there. Reality had stitched itself back together without the lake, and some seams had shifted as they approached the edge of town. The uneasy feeling grew stronger. The air smelled faintly of asphalt and old rain. Houses appeared between the trees, their windows catching the morning light. Lily hesitated at the tree line. Ethan, What if no one remembers us? He tried to smile, but could not quite make the corners of his mouth obey. Then we start over, he said softly. At least we start over alive. They stepped onto the sidewalk and walked along the quiet street. It looked like any small town morning. Sprinklers hissed lazily on patchy lawns. A dog barked somewhere behind a fence. A car rolled past them slowly, the driver glancing their way with vague interest before continuing on. Ethan lifted a hand in a tentative wave. The driver did not wave back. There was no recognition, no flicker of memory, just the distant look of someone seeing two strangers on the side of the road. Lily swallowed hard. Maybe we are just being paranoid, she said. They turned the corner and approached the convenience store where Ethan used to buy snacks after school. The faded sign above the door was the same. The cracked step on the front stoop was the same. The bell above the door chimed as they pushed it open. The man behind the counter looked up from a newspaper. Ethan's chest tightened. He knew that face. Mr. Carter, the owner, the man who had tried to warn Ethan's father never to go near the lake again. "Morning, Mr. Carter," Ethan said quietly. The man blinked, polite but puzzled. "Morning," he answered. "You two new in town?" Lily's fingers dug into Ethan's arm. "You do not know me?" Ethan asked. "I used to come in here all the time." "Ethan Cole, my dad." He trailed off as Mr. Carter's expression stayed politely blank. "Sorry, son," the man said gently. "Do not think I have ever seen you before, but we get hikers now and then. You staying at one of the cabins up by the ridge?" Lily tugged Ethan toward the door before his voice could crack. "Thank you, sir," she said quickly. And they left the store, the bell chiming cheerfully behind them. Outside, Ethan stared down at the concrete, his heart pounding. "He does not remember me," Ethan said. "Not even a little. The lake is gone, Lily, and it took me with it." Lily grabbed his shoulders, forcing him to look at her. "I remember you," she said fiercely. "I remember everything. The shadow, the voices, the way you jumped after me instead of letting me drown. You are not gone." He nodded shakily, but another thought chilled him. "If the lake is gone," he whispered, "then what happened to all the people it ever took?" Lily's hands dropped slowly from his shoulders. They wandered deeper into town. They passed the school, the park, the rusted swing set where Lily had once sat alone, listening to the whispers from the water. Kids played now, laughing, chasing each other, their voices bright and sharp. None of them looked at the two strangers who walked past like ghosts. No one stared, no one whispered, no one remembered. By the time the sun began to lean westward, Ethan and Lily stood once more at the edge of the lake basin. The cracked mud glowed softly in the fading light. The wind tugged at their clothes. Ethan could not shake the feeling that they were standing at a grave with no marker. "Do you hear that?" Lily whispered suddenly. He held his breath. At first he heard only wind, rustling leaves and dry grass. Then, faintly, somewhere between one heartbeat and the next, he heard it. A splash, but there was no water. The hair rose on the back of his neck. He looked at Lily. She had heard it too. Her eyes were wide and glassy, reflecting the barren basin. "That cannot be," Ethan said. "The lake is gone." Lily pointed toward the center of the cracked earth. In the fading light, a single dark patch had appeared, circular and smooth, as if the ground itself were turning to glass. He watched as a faint shimmer spread across it, distorting the air above. "Ethan," Lily whispered, "I think the lake is trying to remember itself. He should have expected it, a thing that had devoured so many moments, so many lives, would not vanish without leaving a scar. Even without the devourer, absence itself could haunt." He stepped closer to the basin's edge, feeling the tug of something deep below the surface of the dry ground. Not water, not shadow, something else. A residual echo of a world that refused to let go completely. A thin line of moisture slid up through a crack near his boot, beading like sweat on the earth before evaporating. Another formed near Lily's foot. The air turned damp for a brief second, and Ethan smelled the faint ghost of stagnant water. "We did not just kill the lake," he murmured. "We broke its story in half. Now the part that remains is trying to piece together whatever it can from what is left." Lily shivered. "Is that bad?" He did not answer immediately. In the corner of his vision, he noticed a shadow moving at the edge of a tree. It flickered for a second in the shape of a hand reaching out, then flattened against the trunk and vanished. "Ethan," Lily said softly, "please tell me that was just my imagination." He wished he could. "The lake might be gone," he said slowly, "but something remembers that it existed, and if memory is strong enough, sometimes the story tries to start itself again, even without the monster that fed on it." The dark circle in the center of the basin pulsed faintly. Ethan turned away from it and took Lily's hand. "We leave," he said. "We live the life we bought with everything we let go. If something tries to crawl back from that, we face it when it comes, but we do not give it any more of our time." Lily nodded, though fear still lingered in her eyes. Together they walked back toward the town that no longer knew their names, leaving behind the empty basin where a lake had once waited with open jaws. Behind them, in the center of the cracked earth, the dark circle shivered again. For a heartbeat, just one, the ground reflected the sky. Then the image vanished, leaving only dust. Ethan had expected silence to follow the disappearance of the lake, but instead the world felt louder, not because of noise. There was very little of that, but because of the weight of everything that had been erased. The town moved around him and Lily as if neither of them belonged to reality anymore. People passed them with blank eyes, polite smiles, unaware that the world had cracked, split, and been hastily repaired with missing pieces. They walked back toward the empty basin as twilight dipped the sky into purple shadows. The dry earth stretched out before them, cracked like old skin, the last memory of a drowned world trying desperately to hold itself together. Lily held Ethan's arm, glancing nervously at the dark circular stain that had appeared hours earlier. "Ethan." It grew. He saw it immediately. The faint dark patch in the center of the basin had widened, spreading like ink slowly bleeding through paper. It wasn't water, not yet. But the air above it shimmered as though the boundary between this world and something older was thinning. Ethan stepped forward, ignoring the tremble in Lily's voice. The wind had died. The trees had gone still. The entire forest seemed to hold its breath. What if destroying the lake just woke something else, Lily whispered. Ethan didn't answer, because part of him already knew the truth. The lake had never been a thing. It had been a memory, a wound, and wounds don't vanish when closed. They scar, they echo. A low vibration tremored beneath their feet. Lily grabbed his wrist. Ethan stopped, but he continued walking until he reached the cracked ground where the faint shimmer distorted the air. He crouched and pressed his fingertips to the dirt. It was warm, unnaturally warm. He closed his eyes, and the earth spoke, not in words, but in sensations he recognized. Drowning heat, collapsing pressure, the weight of moments devoured and forgotten. In the emptiness where the lake once existed, something still pulsed, a creature made of absence, not hunger, something the devourer had left behind like an unfinished breath. Ethan opened his eyes sharply. Lily, I think the devourer didn't die. It scattered. Lily's face drained of color. You mean, before she could finish, the earth beneath them flexed like something pushing upward from below. The cracks widened. Dust burst into the air. A deep moan rolled through the basin. Not human, not beast, just hollow, like a memory mourning its own death. Ethan pulled Lily back as the ground began to split open. A shadow rose from the earth, not tall, not monstrous, but thin and wavering, as if made of smoke. It had no face, but its head tilted toward them with a curious, childlike motion. Then another shadow rose beside it, and another. Lily's hand flew to her mouth. Ethan, those are people, he whispered, or what's left of them. The shadows glided across the ground without touching it, echoes of those the lake had taken, unanchored fragments of moments erased. They drifted toward Ethan and Lily, surrounding them in silence. The nearest shadow leaned closer, its form flickering like it was made of shredded memories. Ethan could feel emotion radiating from it: loss, confusion, longing. Ethan, Lily whispered shakily. What do they want? To exist, Ethan murmured. The lake held their memories. When I destroyed it, they lost their place. Now they're stuck between being and disappearing. The shadows moved faster now, swirling around them like a storm of forgotten souls. Their edges crackled with faint blue static, the last echo of the lake's dying heart. Lily tugged Ethan's arm urgently. Ethan, we have to go. They're getting closer. But Ethan didn't move. He felt something shift inside him, deep, instinctive. The power that once glowed beneath his skin flickered again, faint but alive. The lake had died, but its last moment lived inside him, choosing existence over oblivion. He raised his hand. The shadows froze. Lily stared. Ethan, what are you doing? I don't know, he whispered, and it was the truth. Light seeped from his palm, not golden like before, but pale and fragile, as though it was remembering how to shine. The shadows leaned toward it hungrily, but not with malice. They trembled as if recognizing warmth for the first time. His voice was barely audible. You're looking for a place to belong. aren't you?" The shadows sway, answering without sound. Then the ground roared. The dark circular patch in the basin split apart, and from its center, a massive pillar of shadow erupted, spiraling upward like a tornado of night. But this was not the devourer. It was something smaller, less complete, but undeniably alive. A new entity born from the fragments of what had been devoured. A memory wraith. It formed a humanoid silhouette, taller than any person. Its limbs stretched thin, its body made of streaming darkness. It had no eyes, but when it turned its head toward Ethan, he felt it see him. Lily stumbled backward. Ethan run, but the wraith didn't attack. It studied him, then it moved. In one fluid motion, it reached toward the smaller shadows. They recoiled fearfully. Ethan stepped between them, instinct overriding terror. "Stop!" The wraith paused. Ethan lifted both hands, light flickering between his fingers like threads of broken moments trying to weave themselves together. "You were made because the lake died," Ethan whispered. "You're not destruction. You're what's left of meaning trying to rebuild itself." The wraith shuddered, its form rippling inward like collapsing smoke. Lily grabbed Ethan's arm. "Ethan, you don't control this thing. You don't know what it wants." He swallowed hard. "No, but I know what it needs." He stepped closer to the wraith. It leaned down, its faceless void hovering inches from him. Ethan felt a cold sensation like dipping his mind into deep, ancient water. The wraith wasn't hungry. It was incomplete. It needed a foundation, a memory to anchor itself so it wouldn't dissolve into nothing. And Ethan had carried the lake's last moment inside him. He exhaled slowly. "If I give it this, if I share the last memory the lake gave me, maybe it won't become a monster." Lily screamed. "Ethan, no!" But he closed his eyes. The light in his chest flickered, rose to his throat, then poured outward in a soft, shimmering wave. It drifted toward the wraith like a ribbon of fading starlight, wrapping around its shadowy form. The wraith convulsed. The smaller shadows shrank back. Lily ran forward, grabbing Ethan's shoulders. "Ethan, stop! You don't know what that thing becomes if you feed it." "I know," he whispered, "but I also know what happens if I don't." The wraith's form stabilized, growing denser, more defined, its edges sharpened, its posture straightened, and for a brief moment, Ethan saw a human outline within it, a face. Then everything went still. The wind returned, the leaves rustled, the sky darkened as evening settled. The wraith bowed its head slightly to Ethan, then dissolved into thin, harmless smoke. The smaller shadows followed, fading like breath on glass. The basin fell completely silent. Lily stared at Ethan in stunned disbelief. What did you just do?" Ethan wiped a trembling hand across his face. "I think..." He looked out across the dry, cracked earth where a lake once consumed the world. "I think I just gave the dead a way to rest." But in the far distance, beneath the soil, something shifted again. A reminder that stories, even broken ones, never end quietly. Night had settled over the empty basin, but the darkness did not feel natural. It clung to the edges of the cracked earth like smoke, searching for a shape, as if the world itself himself were unsure how to exist without the lake. Ethan and Lily stood at the rim, staring at the place where the memory wraith had vanished only hours earlier. The ground should have been still, silent, dead. But it wasn't. A low hum thrummed beneath the surface, a vibration so soft Ethan felt it more in his bones than in his ears. Lily hugged her arms against the cold, her breath fogging in the air. Ethan, is it coming back? He shook his head slowly. Not the lake, not exactly. The basin had not refilled. No water shimmered in moonlight. But the darkness pooling in its center shifted like a living bruise, throbbing in slow, irregular pulses. Something was forming, or remembering how to form. Ethan tightened his fists. He wished he could pretend ignorance, but the truth weighed heavy in his chest. When he shared the heart's final memory with the wraith, he had given up more than light. He had given the lake's forgotten fragments permission to try again. A gust of cold air swept across the basin, carrying with it faint whispers. Not words, just flickers of emotion, fear, longing, confusion. Lily caught Ethan's sleeve. "Ethan, do you hear that?" "Yeah." They turned away and began walking toward town. The forest loomed around them, shadows stretching like fingers across the trail. Even the moon seemed dimmer, as if the sky were afraid to shine too brightly. For a long time, neither spoke. Finally, Lily broke the silence. "Do you regret it? What you did?" He didn't answer immediately. The memory of the wraith bowing before him, the way it dissolved peacefully instead of becoming a monster, brought both relief and dread. "I don't regret helping them rest," Ethan said softly, "but I think something else woke up because of it." Lily stopped walking. Her eyes glistened in the dark. "Ethan, what if it's not done? What if the lake wants to come back?" Ethan swallowed. Lakes don't want anything but memories. They resist dying. They continued through the trees until they reached the first row of houses. Streetlights flickered overhead. The air felt heavier than before, as though the night were holding a secret. Then they saw it. A shadow stood at the end of the street, human-shaped, still watching. Lily froze. "Ethan, do you see that?" "Yeah." "Don't move." The shadow did not belong to a person. No one stood near it, but it shimmered faintly, like heat rising from asphalt. For a long moment, it remained perfectly still. Then it shifted, tilting its head in a way Ethan had seen before, just like the small echoes that rose from the basin. Lily whispered, "Ethan, is that one of them?" He nodded slowly. "But it shouldn't be here." They dissolved after the wraith. His words died. The shadow stepped forward, not gliding like earlier, not drifting, walking. It had learned movement. Lily grabbed Ethan's arm. "Ethan, we need to go now." He backed up with her, heart pounding. The shadow quickened its pace. Its form flickered, splitting into two silhouettes, then merging again, like it was trying out different shapes, trying to choose one. Then it spoke. Not words, not a voice. Just a trembling vibration that made nearby streetlights dim. "Ah!" Lily choked on her breath. "Ethan, it knows your name." "Run," Ethan said. They sprinted down the street, shoes slamming against pavement. The shadow behind them moved faster than footsteps. It stretched, elongated, gliding along the road like a streak of ink. Lily gasped. "It's getting closer." Ethan grabbed her hand and veered sharply into an alley. Trash cans rattled as they squeezed through tight spaces. Lily stumbled but kept running. Behind them, the shadow hit the wall and slid through it like smoke. It was learning, evolving. They burst out onto another street. Panting, Ethan scanned frantically for somewhere, anywhere they could hide. A church sat across the road, its stained glass windows glowing faintly. Inside, they ran up the steps and pushed through the heavy doors. The interior was cold and quiet. Wooden pews lined the center aisle, illuminated by moonlight pouring through colored glass. Ethan slammed the doors shut and slid a metal bar across the handles. Lily collapsed into a pew, trembling. "Ethan, what is happening?" He sat beside her, struggling to catch his breath. Those shadows, the ones left behind after the lake died, they weren't supposed to survive. But something in the memory wraith changed them. They're remembering themselves. Learning what? Lily asked weakly. Ethan stared at the stained glass depicting baptism water, hands reaching, light pouring down. How to be real. A deep groan echoed through the church. The front doors bowed inward as something pressed against them from outside. Wood splintered. The metal bar shook violently. Lily grabbed Ethan's wrist tightly. "Ethan, back!" he shouted, pulling her toward the altar. The door cracked open an inch, then slammed shut, as if the shadow was testing its strength. Ethan scanned the room, then he saw it. A crawl door behind the altar leading down into the storage cellar. "Come on!" They ran. Ethan threw open the hatch and guided Lily down the rickety steps. He followed and shut the panel above them, just as the church doors exploded inward. The shadow entered. They crouched behind crates of old hymn books, breathing as quietly as possible. Above them, floorboards creaked. The shadow drifted up the aisle, pausing beside each pew, searching. Ethan felt its presence like cold fingers brushing the back of his neck. The cellar air thickened. Dust shivered in the light. Lily leaned close, whispering into his ear, "We can't stay here. If it finds us, I know." But the moment he shifted his weight, the shadow above froze. It heard him. Then, slowly, deliberately, it lowered its head through the gaps in the floorboards. Its face, or what should have been a face, hung upside down above them, a hollow void in the shape of a human skull. Its mouth was a trembling hole, gasping like a drowning person. "Arthur." Lily covered her scream with her hand. Ethan grabbed a wooden cross from a nearby crate, not because he believed it would banish the creature, but because he needed something solid in his hands. The shadow reached downward. Ethan swung. The cross passed through its arm, but the shadow recoiled as if struck. Its form rippled violently, losing shape for a full second before restabilizing. "It can be hurt," Ethan whispered. "Not killed, but hurt." The creature shrieked without sound and plunged downward. Ethan grabbed Lily's hand. "Now, go! They raced through the cellar, pushing past crates and old boxes until they found a back exit. Ethan kicked it open. Cold night air rushed in. They sprinted into the alley behind the church. The shadow burst through the cellar door in a blur of darkness. Ethan and Lily sprinted toward the forest, lungs burning, hearts pounding. Branches slapped their faces, leaves cracked under their feet. The basin came into view again, and the shadow stopped chasing. It hovered at the edge of the trees, trembling violently, as if torn between attacking and fleeing. Ethan realized why. The basin was changing again. The dark center glowed faintly blue, this time not water, not memory, but something alive, something calling. The shadow turned its head toward the glow. Ethan whispered, horrified, "It's answering the lake's echo." Lily clutched his arm. "Ethan, if those things rebuild the lake," he shook his head, "they won't." But he wasn't sure. The ground hummed, the glow brightened, the shadows began to gather, and Ethan realized the story was not scarred. It was restarting. The glow rising from the basin was no longer subtle. It pulsed through the cracked earth like veins awakening after years of stillness. Ethan and Lily stood at the forest's edge, staring as the faint blue light brightened with every passing heartbeat, slow at first, then quicker, as if time itself had begun to accelerate. Lily grabbed Ethan's arm. "It's getting stronger, Ethan. It feels alive." He swallowed hard but didn't look away. "It is alive." The shadows gathering near the basin twitched violently, their forms warping as if trying to mimic bodies they once had. Some stood, some crawled, some half floated above the ground like smoke, remembering the weight of bone. Ethan stepped forward. Lily yanked him back. "Are you insane? We barely survived the last one." He shook his head. "This isn't the Wraith. This is something more. Or something less. I have to know what it wants." The wind shifted suddenly, cold as lake water, though no lake remained. The trees swayed backward, repelled by an invisible force rolling out from the cracked basin. The world held its breath again, then the ground exhaled. A long, deep, guttural breath that vibrated through the soil and through Ethan's ribs. Lily's nails dug into his arm. "Ethan, things that breathe do it for one reason, because they're alive." A column of dust shot upward from the center of the basin, spiraling like a reversed whirlpool. Within the dust, tendrils of blue light twisted into intricate patterns like runes or like veins, pulsing, forming shapes that flickered and vanished before they could be recognized. Then Ethan heard it, a faint whisper, not a word, not a voice, just a memory. He staggered slightly. Lily caught him. "Ethan, what did you hear?" "A moment," he said. "One that isn't mine." The basin moaned again. The shadows flinched away, shrinking like frightened children. Ethan stepped closer. Lily followed reluctantly. "If you go, I'm going too. I'm not losing you again." The basin's surface shimmered, though dry. For a split second, Ethan saw his own reflection broken, distorted, staring back with eyes that weren't quite his. He recoiled. Lily frowned. "Ethan," he shook his head. "It's nothing. It's trying to show me something." But he didn't tell her what frightened him. The reflection had smiled. They descended toward the basin floor, dust rising around them with each step. The blue glow seemed to respond to their presence, dimming and brightening like a heartbeat, adjusting to new rhythm. Halfway down, Lily gasped, "Ethan, look!" A figure stood at the center of the basin. It wasn't a shadow. It wasn't a wraith. It was a person. Or at least, it looked like one. A tall silhouette, body made of faint blue lines like an unfinished drawing. The outline flickered, struggling to hold shape. It had no face, but its head tilted with uncanny familiarity as it stared at them. Lily whispered, "Ethan, that thing looks like you." He froze. She was right. The posture, the shoulders, the way it shifted its weight, everything mirrored Ethan perfectly, except for its featureless face and the way cracks of light pulsed beneath its translucent skin. Ethan took a step closer. The figure mimicked him exactly. Lily's voice trembled. "This is wrong. This is so wrong." Ethan lifted his hand. The figure lifted its hand. He returned it to his side. It returned its hand. Lily tugged him back. "Ethan, stop! It's copying you. It's not you. It's some kind of echo." He pulled his hand free. "Maybe, but what kind of echo stands on its own?" The figure stepped forward. Ethan instinctively stepped back. The figure stopped. Lily covered her mouth. "Oh my God. It's waiting. It's letting you decide the distance." The blue veins in the earth brightened. A low hum rose, vibrating through Ethan's skull. A thought came to him not from outside, but inside, from the faint remnant of the lake's heart that still lived within him. It wasn't mimicking him. It was learning him. Then the figure opened its mouth. No sound came out, only a faint plume of blue light drifting upward like mist. Lily whispered, "Ethan, what is it trying to say?" He didn't know. He stepped forward again, heart pounding. The figure watched, head tilting slightly. Then it whispered, not aloud, inside him, "Ethan." He staggered backward, clutching his head. Lily panicked. "Ethan, what happened?" It spoke my name in my own voice. Lily's face went pale. "Ethan, we need to leave right now." But before they could move, the ground trembled violently. Cracks widened across the basin. Blue light surged upward like flames. The figure jerked, its form glitching and splitting into multiple overlapping silhouettes before stabilizing with a violent shudder. Then it looked at them again, but this time it didn't mimic. It moved on its own. It reached out, not copying Ethan, not mirroring, but reaching toward Lily. Ethan lunged instinctively, grabbing Lily and pulling her back. "Stay behind me." The figure froze, its unfinished body flickering like a dying candle. Its hand lowered slowly, almost sadly. Ethan swallowed. "I don't think it wants to hurt us." Lily shook her head. "I don't care. Anything that looks like you and moves like a ghost is not safe." Ethan took a deep breath and stepped forward again, and something changed. The figure's glow intensified. The shadows around the basin recoiled. The earth hummed. Ethan felt it again, that pressure inside his chest, the faint remnant of the lake's heart awakening. The figure lifted its head, and the glow beneath its cracked skin pulsed in the same rhythm as Ethan's heartbeat. Lily whispered the realization, "Ethan, I think it's connected to you. He nodded slowly. It's not just learning me, it's building itself. The figure raised its hand once more, but this time, a faint flicker of facial features began forming across its blank head, not fully formed. Just suggestions of structure, the curve of a cheek, the outline of lips, the faintest impression of eyes. Ethan felt chills race up his spine. It was choosing a form. It was choosing his. The wind roared suddenly, cold as winter water. The figure recoiled, its features peeling away. It jerked violently, its shape glitching like shattered memory. Then it screamed silently. The basin floor cracked open beneath it. Lily screamed Ethan's name as the figure sank into the widening fissure, blue light pouring from its form like blood. Ethan rushed forward but stopped at the edge. The heat rising from the crack was unbearable. The figure reached up one last time, not for Ethan, for the sky. Then it dissolved into pure blue flame and vanished into the depths. The basin went silent. The glow died. Lily fell to her knees, trembling. Ethan, what was that? He stared at the fissure, heart pounding in numb shock. A memory, he said quietly, but not one from the past. Lily looked up at him, then from where? Ethan didn't answer, because he now understood the most terrifying truth of all. The lake used to devour memories, but now something beneath the earth was trying to create them, and it started with him. The fissure sealed itself slowly, as if the earth were stitching its own wound. Ethan and Lily backed away from the crack, watching the last traces of blue fire seep into the soil like dying veins. The basin fell into an eerie stillness, no sound, no wind, no movement. Even the moonlight seemed hesitant to touch the ground. Lily wiped dust off her face with trembling hands. Ethan, what just happened? He didn't answer. He couldn't. His mind was still echoing with the presence of the figure, its broken features, the way it reached upward, the way it mimicked him, not as an imitation, but as a foundation. Something had tried to become him, not a copy, not an echo, something new. Ethan clenched his fists, breathing hard. The memory of the lake's heart pulsed faintly inside him, not as light, but as pressure, like a hand gripping the inside of his rib cage. Lily stepped in front of him, searching his face. Ethan, look at me. Are you okay? He met her eyes, and for the first time he wasn't sure. I don't know. Before she could respond, the ground beneath them trembled again. This time not violently, just a long, deep vibration that reminded Ethan of a giant creature breathing in its sleep. Lily grabbed his arm. No, not again. Ethan looked around the basin. The shadows were gone, those strange, incomplete fragments that once drifted like ghosts. The basin swallowed them, or they willingly returned. Either way, they were part of something much bigger now. We need to get out of here, Lily whispered. Ethan nodded, but the moment they turned toward the forest, something shifted in the corner of his vision. A movement, a flicker, not in the center of the basin, but along the rim where the cracked earth met the first line of grass. A shadow stepped out from behind a tree. Ethan froze. Lily clutched his sleeve tighter. Ethan, that's another one. But this shadow wasn't like the others. This one had shape, not humanoid, not unfinished, not flickering. It stood solid, tall, and perfectly still, its outline crisp under the moonlight. The darkness clung to it like a second skin, swallowing all light. As Ethan stared, the shape shifted slightly, revealing a familiar silhouette. His own, but twisted, its spine arched too far backward, its shoulders hunched, its arms dangled low as if unsure how long they were supposed to be, and its head, oh God, its head tilted forward at an angle no human neck could hold. Lily whispered, "Ethan, that's not from the lake, is it?" Ethan didn't answer, because the truth was worse than either of them expected. This thing didn't come from the lake. It came from him. He stepped backward, instinctively pulling Lily with him. The twisted version of himself mirrored the motion perfectly, not mimicking him in real time, no. It moved after, like a delayed reflection, a memory catching up. Ethan's heartbeat thundered. Whatever crawled out of the fissure didn't just try to copy him, it was still trying. It had taken the incomplete memory from the lake and filled the missing pieces with Ethan's presence. It was finishing itself. Ethan raised his hand slowly. "Stop!" The twisted figure raised its hand slowly, late by half a second. Lily shivered violently. "Ethan, it's learning you again, and not like the last one." He swallowed. "No, the last one wanted to understand me. This one wants to become me." The figure lowered its arm. For the first time, it moved on its own, taking one step toward them. Ethan and Lily stumbled back. Another step. Lily tugged Ethan's hand. "Ethan, run, run!" They sprinted toward the forest. Branches whipped past them, leaves cracking beneath their feet. The twisted figure did not chase at first. It watched. Then it began to run, not like a human, not like a shadow. Its limbs extended unnaturally, bending at angles that should have snapped bone. Its speed was wrong, too smooth, too fast, its body gliding between steps. Ethan risked a glance back. It was gaining. Lily screamed, "Ethan, faster!" They burst onto the main road. A single streetlight flickered overhead, illuminating the empty street. The town, asleep and oblivious, had no idea a nightmare born from broken memory was sprinting toward it. Ethan dragged Lily into an old tool shed behind a mechanic's shop. They slammed the door shut and crouched low behind a stack of worn tires. Dust filled the air. Ethan whispered, "Don't make a sound." Lily covered her mouth, struggling to steady her breathing. Outside, footsteps slowed, then stopped. The twisted figure stood just beyond the door, their only barrier now a thin sheet of rusted metal. Its shadow seeped through the crack under the door like ink. Lily's eyes shone with terror. "Ethan." He leaned closer, voice almost inaudible. "It can't smell us. It can't hear us. It only knows movement. It only knows what we've shown it." The shadow beneath the door trembled, as if the creature were thinking. Then a sharp metallic screech filled the air as the creature dragged its fingers across the shed's surface. The metal bent inward. Dust rained from the ceiling. Lily silently sobbed. Ethan clenched his jaw. "If it breaks in, run to the alley. Don't stop. Don't look back." Lily shook her head violently. "I'm not leaving you." The metal groaned again. Then silence. The shadow vanished. Ethan peeked through a crack in the wall. The creature stood in the middle of the street now. Its body twitched, glitched, expanded and shrank like a corrupted video file trying to stabilize. It turned slowly toward the direction of the basin. Then it walked away. Lily collapsed, trembling. Ethan, why did it leave? He stared at the creature's retreating form, realization chilling his blood. It didn't leave. It went back to the basin, because that's where it came from, and that's where it planned to finish becoming him. By the time they reached the basin again, the twisted figure was already standing at the center. The ground hummed beneath its feet. Blue veins pulsed outward as if the earth were feeding it energy. Ethan stepped forward, breath shaking. Lily grabbed him desperately. Ethan, no. He pulled free. This ends now. The creature lifted its head, and in its faceless darkness, two faint impressions of eyes blinked open. Not human, not alive, but undeniably trying to be. Ethan whispered, horrified, "It's becoming a memory of me that never existed." The creature opened its mouth. A deep, broken, fragmented voice echoed through the basin. "Ethan!" Lily screamed. "Ethan!" It lunged, and the basin erupted into light. The basin erupted into blinding light blue, white, and something darker swirling beneath it. Ethan shielded his eyes as the twisted figure lunged, its elongated limbs cutting through the air like blades of shadow. The ground beneath them buckled, and a shockwave rippled outward, bending trees along the basin's rim. Lily screamed his name as the creature slammed into him. Ethan braced for pain. Instead, he fell through light. It wasn't like falling into water or into shadow. It was like falling into a memory someone hadn't finished writing. Shapes flickered in the brilliance, fractured silhouettes, ghostly outlines of faces, shifting landscapes that dissolved before they formed. He heard whispers, not words. Possibilities. The creature's grip tightened around his arm as they plummeted together through the blinding storm. Its faceless head twisted toward him, the faint impression of eyes flickering with desperate hunger. Lily's voice echoed faintly above the roar. "Ethan, Ethan, hold on." He tried to speak, but the light swallowed his voice. The creature pulled him deeper, deeper into the memory. He hit the ground hard. The world around him shimmered, as though reality were trying to decide what shape to take. The sky flickered between night and day, glitching like a broken film reel. The trees nearest him were mere sketches, line work floating in the air, incomplete, trembling. Ethan staggered to his feet. "Where am I?" Then he saw it. The lake. Not Hollow Lake, but a version of it, surreal and unfinished. Water flowed in unnatural ripples, reversed in places, standing still in others. The shoreline bent in impossible angles, and in the center of the lake, suspended above the warped surface, floated a sphere of memory identical to the heart he had destroyed. Except this one wasn't whole. It pulsed weakly, flickering in and out of existence, a broken heart trying to reform. Ethan turned sharply as footsteps scraped behind him. The twisted figure stood at the edge of the malformed lake, its limbs twitching, its shoulders uneven, its form glitching violently. It raised its head, and the faint outlines of eyes glowed brighter than before. Ethan felt a chill in his bones. "You're me." The creature tilted its head, mirroring the movement, but not perfectly. The delay was shorter this time, too short. It was learning symmetry. It was learning identity. The creature took a step forward, then another. The ground beneath it warped. Reality stretching thin like skin over a drum. Ethan backed away, pulse racing. No, not me, not you. You're something new, something that shouldn't. He stopped. The creature paused too. It lifted its hand and began to speak, not aloud. Inside his mind, no words, just an image. A memory of Ethan standing at the edge of the lake years ago, watching his reflection ripple, reshape, distort. But this wasn't a real moment. It was the creature's attempt to imagine one. It was creating its own history. Ethan stumbled back. No, you can't. You can't make memories. You came from what was lost, what should have stayed buried. The creature stepped closer. Another memory flashed. Ethan sinking into the lake as a child. But that wasn't right. Lily saved him. Yet in the creature's version, Ethan drowned. Ethan clutched his head. Stop! These aren't real. The creature reached for him. Its fingers brushed his cheek, and he saw it. All of it. The basin, the shadows, the wraith, the lake's death, the fragments of stolen memories drifting like dust, and beneath it all, the creature's core, a hollow cavity where identity should have been. A need, a hunger, not to devour memories like the devourer, but to fill the emptiness with something real. The memory lake had died. Its echo wanted a new storyteller. Ethan understood. This creature wasn't becoming him. It wanted him to become it. He jerked away violently. No! The world warped. The unfinished trees bent toward him. The lake convulsed. The sphere of memory flickered and cracked, sending ripples through the sky as if it were breaking. Bleeding light. Ethan ran, but the creature ran faster. Its limbs lengthened. Its shadow stretched across the distorted ground. Its voice, his voice echoed through the warped forest. Ethan! Branches twisted around his arms as the world tried to drag him into the creature's imagined memories. He ripped himself free, gasping. He skidded to a halt at the edge of the broken lake. Behind him, the creature stopped too, not attacking, waiting, expecting. Ethan understood why. It wanted him to choose, to give it the memory it lacked, to define it. Ethan's pulse hammered as he stared at the flickering sphere above the water. It pulsed weakly, searching for a narrative, a purpose, something to cling to. Lily's voice echoed faintly through the shimmering world, distant but real. Ethan, come back! You have to come back. His chest tightened. The creature stepped closer, trembling. It extended its hand, not attacking, but pleading. Its eyes flickered again, shapes forming, identity forming. It was moments away from becoming real. If Ethan chose wrong, the creature would take his face, his law, and rewrite the world around that lie. He closed his eyes and remembered something important. The lake never cared about truth. It cared about stories, about chosen moments. He lifted his hand. The creature leaned forward eagerly, its limbs vibrating with anticipation. Ethan whispered, "This is not your story." He pulled back the last fragment of the lake's heart inside him. the moment that refused to die and unleashed it. Light exploded from his chest. The creature screamed without sound, its form tearing open as if the idea of itself were unraveling. Blue fire surged across the warped lake, burning away the false memories, the distorted sky, the broken shoreline. The sphere shattered, the world collapsed. Ethan felt himself falling again, but this time, something warm pulled him upward. Lily's voice. Ethan. He reached toward it. The collapsing memory world swallowed the creature completely, and Ethan rose. He gasped awake on the basin floor. Cold night air rushed into his lungs. Lily's hands grasped his shoulders, shaking him. Ethan, Ethan, look at me. Are you back? Are you you? He blinked. The basin was quiet. The fissure was sealed. No glow pulsed beneath the earth. No shadow moved in the trees. He nodded slowly. I'm here. Lily, it's over. She wrapped her arms around him, sobbing with relief. But Ethan looked past her just once toward the center of the basin. For a heartbeat, he thought he saw a faint shape standing there, something that looked like him. Then it vanished. A whisper drifted through the wind. Stories never die. But Ethan turned away. For now, he had won. The story ends here. Thank you for watching and listening to the whole story. Please subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell to listen to the next stories.